Let's go. You want to hear the conversation we just had behind the scenes here, everybody. Gosh, join us for the Patreon session sometime so we can have these conversations with you. But anyway, let's do the nice professional intro there. I don't know why randomly we went on a tangent. I'll blame Margaret. Thank you, Margaret.
You're welcome, as always.
Yes, everybody, and welcome to High on Homegrown, the Cannabis podcast from Percy'sGrowroom.com. I am Macky from the UK, and this week we have the return of John. How's it going, John?
Woo! I'm doing good. I'm a lot better today, for sure.
I was expecting to hear a nice posh English accent after the long week of studying English.
No, I got a couple more sessions to go. You know, it's expensive too, bro.
Yeah. It's expensive in England, so you know they have to pay the wages. You know, gosh.
That's right.
Anyway, we also have Margaret. How's it going, Margaret?
I'm doing very well. We're in the midst of maybe the same heat wave as last week or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, we got a nice heat wave here. It's not as bad as it was last week. It's like 24 degrees this week, which is tolerable now. Tolerable. But last week it was like in the 30s, man. It was crazy warm. Gosh.
Yeah, that's what it's like here today.
But still, I think I prefer this than cold.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
What are you saying, Billy?
Yeah, man. I'm saying yeah, man. It's all good.
See, you're all talking about Crocs in the chat, right?
Oh, no, I was just reading
random
that,
tangent. So I went on the dog walk. The shoes, Crocs. Yeah, those.
Yeah.
You know, you get these things called Croc charms. Now, I've never worn a pair of Crocs. I have no strong feelings either way towards them. And the missus has a pair, right? She's got all Croc charms and shit. And took the dogs for a walk this evening as it cooled down because they were screwing all day. We wanted to go out. So I took them on a dog walk, let the dogs out the boot, and this guy there with his dog, and he's wearing a pair of Crocs with Croc charms on. And then him and the missus were there just comparing each other's Croc charms. Like, look, see this one I've got here? I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? What the?
No.
Jesus.
No.
I don't know.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
I will say.
Do you have Crocs, Margaret?
I have never owned a pair of Crocs, and they came out when my kids were young, and I remember taking them to school, and there would be like a whole row of Croc shoes outside the classroom door, and I refused to buy them for my kids because they were fucking ugly.
Yeah,
and,
what the fuck
Yeah,
are they?
they are, man.
They later thanked me, because they really did want them at the time, but they did later thank me to say, thanks, Mom, so much for not putting us through that humiliation. They are, however, a Canadian company. I don't know if you knew that, but...
Oh, right.
Okay.
Well,
Goddamn clone shoes, man.
No, they look stupid, but anybody who because I've had this conversation about Crocs with many people, and they all have Crocs, and they're like, no, they're just so comfortable. And the one time I was going to go out and put the bin bags out, you know, take the rubbish out, put them in the thing, and I was like, I don't want to put my shoes on because I'd have to do the laces. I'm just going to slip on these Crocs that belong to the missus, and I'm going to fucking walk outside. And I walked outside, and I was like, yo, these are actually really comfy. But,
Honestly,
but that's the only time I've tried them.
I see, like, of just putting out the garbage or like gardening and stuff like that, I can definitely see why people would wear them. But to wear them like in public, it's a choice.
Yeah.
That's a choice you're making.
Does your wife put them in 4-wheel drive?
Yeah, she has this thing called sports mode.
Sport mode?
Yeah,
You hear
sport
this?
mode.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a whole community behind it and shit. You know, they've got these charms and they got these different methods of wearing them and shit. It's like, damn,
You know what I
man.
hate about
Damn.
charms,
That
though,
just
all
sounds
the
like
time?
dogging for croc owners or charms.
Is they never have like weed charms.
Really? You don't.
Well,
I'm
you
sure you
should
could
make them
find
then,
some.
Margaret.
That's
I
right. Gap in the
guess, but I'm
market
just
there.
saying.
Fuck.
I guess so, but they probably don't, do they? Has anybody seen
No, they
weed
probably
charms on
do.
their
I
Crocs?
reckon they will be.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone said there's a
Somebody's
weed charm.
probably got them.
Amazon Prime Day,
Yeah, I
so get
guess
on that,
that's true.
everybody. Order them now.
Yeah.
Cornerstone. I have a canna leaf on mine.
Or
Yeah, there we
fucking-
go.
Ah,
See?
And Nicholas
I have a
Haggy in the
little
chat as
canna leaf
well.
button.
He says that
fag.
he has no idea what Crocs even are. Well, there's this movie called what's that fucking movie? Where the guys in the future, 500 years. Stupid
Idiocracy.
movie.
Oh,
Idiocracy. That's
Yes,
the
they all
one.
Oh,
put
yeah,
Crocs in that movie.
Yeah, and because the people who made the movie was like, we need to find a pair of shoes that everybody wears that just looks ridiculous but also futuristic. And they found out
forgot
these
about
things
that.
called Crocs, and they went out and made people wear Crocs in the movie because they thought it was just going to be some stupid futuristic kind of shoe. And now here we are.
Well, they are right.
Yep.
It
More
is
true to
stupid
that
kind of
movie.
shoe.
Hey
And
man,
idiots
each to their
wear it.
own. Each to their own. I
Oh.
might not wear them, but many people do and they enjoy them. So whichever.
listen. I got another thing. I got a chair.
You got
I got a new
Wow.
chair.
What do you
You got a
mean?
new
I don't have my straight up and down, just regular ass chair anymore.
No
At my
way.
desk. I got
Oh.
yeah, buddy. I'm rocking right now.
Is it a gamer chair?
spinning.
Like?
Upgrade.
No,
upgrade.
I didn't get. It's just a regular like office desk
Ah.
chair because I don't want
See,
the gamer one. I don't want to sleep in my chair, bro.
I've got the gamer one, man. See, eyes well up.
Billy's
there on the top
definitely got
notch
the
of it.
gamer one. That's right.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
the
you
gamer
play
one.
on your computer in front of that. You know what I mean? Like in that.
Yeah.
I don't.
I played
I'm a
myself on the
console
chair.
guy,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Right. Anyway,
Yeah.
what are we
Well,
smoking on?
congratulations on
You
your
know?
new chair.
Yeah, congratulations, Sean.
Thanks.
Exciting.
There we go.
Appreciate it.
Beautiful. Yeah, what are you smoking on this week, Margaret? What have we got nice?
I do have my vape handy if need be, but I'm drinking a cannabis drink because it's hot outside and it's on ice and it's
That's beautiful.
nice, yeah.
Oh, you said on ice and we have to go on another tangent. No, we don't. Anyway, my
Oh,
fucking
God.
freezer's
Stop.
broken. My freezer broke,
Oh,
man.
no.
Fuck.
And no
Oh,
AC.
no.
And it's yeah,
This
that's
is
right. You know what I mean?
racist.
Go in there for fucking cold drink, and it's like, oh, why is it not fucking cold? You know. Yeah. And so anyway, I've had to like take apart the whole fridge to get to a certain part that's broken, and because you can tell by the way it's broken, but it's this relay switch. So I've had to take apart the fridge to get to the back of that. Did his relay switch, buy a new one, waiting for that to arrive. Jesus, it's been a week, man.
Do you have no
been a
ice?
week.
Oh my god.
You have no
No,
ice
no
right now?
ice. No ice right
Ugh.
now. Nothing frozen right now. The fridge still works. So I've got
Holy.
cooled things, but it's not the same as ice cold, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
You don't have one of them little desktop ice makers there, Macky? Or what?
Nah.
That's a thing. I did
thought
not
it-
know that.
Yeah.
I thought everybody had those.
These Americans, man, they're living the dream. They don't even know.
I guess.
Oh, we know. Bro. We know.
Yeah, man. Anyway, sorry, tangent. What are you smoking, John? What
Yeah,
you got?
Sorry. I'm nothing right now. However, I was smoking a new strain Power Nap, and it's
Okay.
really good. I just finished it, right? Like it's still drying, but I had to go check a bud out. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Right.
yeah, it's kind of sweet with like this really funk to it. Like it's odd, right? But no, it's very tasty. I really
Beautiful.
like it.
Nice.
I'm gonna
Got some
grow that
hash
again.
this week, Billy? What you got?
I do. I actually got some
Oh,
more.
just a lucky
like,
guess. Look at that.
some more hash off the
Uh-huh.
black market, legacy market,
Okay.
internet,
Nice.
whatever you want to call it. Because
Man.
Okay.
but to go on another tangent, that made me think like because I had to get I had to get some Bitcoin obviously to buy because that's what you have to do nowadays. But I was
Nice.
like,
Uh-huh.
well, we're all sending this Bitcoin out there, and you get your wallet and all that, and you have your password. It's like, well, who has your password? Because when you die, someone needs your password. Otherwise, all your Bitcoin money's fucking gone,
Gone.
mate.
Yep.
All gone,
Yeah.
mate. So you need to give your password to your solicitor or something, and then they could steal it all. So who do you
Right.
trust with your Bitcoin password? Because you got to give it to someone,
That-
haven't you?
That
Yeah.
has happened. People
So-
have lost like a lot, man.
Yeah,
Oh, I've heard
yeah.
that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
like,
just
it's,
gone.
yeah, it
Yeah.
makes me so. So if you don't trust your partner enough to give them your fucking Bitcoin wallet, why the fuck are you with them? Yeah, so give your
Wow.
partner your and if you don't trust them, then why are you with them? If you don't
Wow.
trust someone enough to give them,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
This got
that's-
dark
that-
really
that-
quick, man.
Yeah,
This is
got dark. But it made me think though. That there's going to be a lot of people who are passing away out there who won't give their Bitcoin, especially
they're
a lot of kids
unretrievable.
as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they're
For
unretrievable.
now,
Cash,
anyway.
In that
For
respect,
now,
yeah.
yeah.
So
So
very
it's
true.
like it's
But people can like dig up the cash in 100 years. You know, these stashes of gold you find. I wonder if that's going to be the case in
No,
100
I
years
don't
when
know.
Bitcoin can be cracked. When the SHA-56 the system which it used to encode everything, but when that's being able to be broken by quantum computing and shit. Yeah, I think AI will break Bitcoin. It's definitely a possibility.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we don't want to affect the price about it, so let's not talk about it too much more. You know, just leave the price going up. Carry on. But
well, it's going
what-
to go up if you can't use it, then it becomes more rare, doesn't it? So more
yeah,
valuable.
yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah.
It's an
Okay.
interesting one. Bitcoin is
Yeah.
good discussion.
Qu-
Anyway.
quantum computing. That's the
Yeah,
future.
no, maybe, but let's not because I could do more tangents there about AI. We got Grok 4 now. Did you see that? But anyway,
Yeah,
let's not do
yeah.
it. Let's go out. There's so much to talk about. Wait until smoke break. We'll talk then. But
Okay.
are we ready for the news then?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Should,
Yeah,
should we
let's
do
go
it?
do it.
before we go
Let's
more
get stuck in
tangents.
before another tangent arrives. Let's go. So, I know it's unlike us to get controversial, but let's get controversial, right?
Starting right out of the gate, aren't you?
Yeah, straight.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Then we can settle down and cool down as the show progresses. Well, maybe I should
Right.
leave these like anger-inducing ones until later on when we're all extra high. Let us know what you think, everybody, in the chat. Anyway, so many of you might have already heard, but there'd been some fuckery that's gone down this week with what was it, Glass Farms? What they called again, Billy? Can you remember the name of this place?
Yeah, it
it's-
was Glass
That's what it
Farms.
is.
Yeah,
Glass House Farm. That's what it was.
glass.
Glass. That's what I said.
No, glass, mate.
Hey, Margaret, how do you
No,
pronounce
but
that?
We're not doing
I
this.
pronounce it without a British accent, firstly, but
So,
Yep.
can you say the word glass for me?
I do
glass.
say glass.
So there we go. John?
Yeah, it's glass.
With a
Billy,
Canadian accent.
outvoted, bro. Outvoted, bro.
Siding with the Americans, are you? Well,
Hey,
don't even
I-
want-
I
I can't even-
I will side with
I
whoever
am
tells me I'm
Canadian
right,
through
bro.
and through.
So that's the way
Yeah,
it
that's
goes,
true.
right?
That's true. Good point. Yeah,
How,
that's
how
right.
do you
point.
say grass? Do you say gross? Gross.
He does, but I say grass.
Oh, don't even
God.
start doing that.
Fucking
if you start,
grass,
if you
mate.
start saying it's like this word, there's 1,000 other words that will
Yeah.
screw
Bath.
up your
Oh.
language.
Bath. Anyway,
Bath, yeah.
Baloney. I don't know. Let's move
baloney.
It's Bologna.
Bologna.
Okay, moving on.
Jesus, look at these tangents. Have you all been smoking cannabis? Gosh. Anyway, let's take a look at even the title of this one. This is crazy shit. This is some crazy shit. Now, calm down in the chat. Before we even start, everybody, be respectful, be polite. Don't be all arguing with each other in the chat about shit now.
Don't be a dick.
All right, just chill. Smoke now. Okay, do that now. Ready? Miners,
lighten up.
and we're not talking about miners and these guys with pickaxes collecting gold and coal. That's not what we're talking about here. These are young children. Minors among suspected illegal immigrants detained after clash at California farm. What the
Dun, dun,
fuck is this? Let's go into more detail. Farm workers were badly injured and after an immigration raid at a California cannabis farm, during which 200 people, including 10 minors, were detained, according to a union. 200 fucking people? This company's got 200 undocumented workers working at their farm, and 10 of them are children.
Yeah, the children thing is a little
Well,
That's
concerning.
well off,
but
isn't it?
but I
Yeah.
don't think the 200 people when they detained everybody, I don't think all of them were undocumented.
Oh, right. So there's just they were just looking. So they just arrest everybody? Wow.
They detained everybody, I think is what kind of happened.
I think that's kind of how they operate.
Yeah, that seems to
They
be how they're operating
detain
right now.
and ask questions later or never.
Mm-mm. Anyway, let's not do it, everybody. It's going to be easy to get triggered on this one. Let's concentrate. The UFW can confirm farm workers were critically injured yesterday during chaotic rage in Ventura. Did I say chaotic rage? I mean chaotic raids
they
in
said.
Ventura County, California. Others, including U.S. citizens, remain totally unaccounted for. United Farm Workers said in a statement on Friday night. The union reported one death among the workers at first, but then said the death was not confirmed. I think that has been confirmed now. I did see an article released that did say that somebody
Yeah, I
had
thought I
died
did
in this
too.
particular raid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clashes erupted outside Glass House Farm in Camarillo on Thursday as protesters confronted federal agents in an attempt to stop the raid. Tear gas was fired at protesters, and National Guard troops with guns and gas masks tried to keep demonstrators from accessing the indoor farm. Federal officials said a protester fired what looked like a pistol at federal agents. It's not clear where the juveniles are from, but Customs and Border Protection boss Rodney Scott said the youngest was aged 14. Crazy so
Okay.
far, right? This is a fucking... But the
Yeah,
thing is, right?
yeah.
I mean, because it sounds crazy. Are they firing tear gas and they're doing this? And yeah, but they're being shot at too.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, indeed.
Well,
You know, you can never
allegedly.
tell what they're actually what
Well,
actually
according
is
to
going
that-
on.
Tear gas is a pretty pretty big move.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's excessive. Anyway, here's some breaking news. This is in quotes, by the way. Here's some breaking news. 10 juveniles were found at this cannabis facility, all illegal aliens. That's a strange way to put it all the time. So I say that a lot. Illegal aliens. The illegal aliens cross the border. So what the fuck, man? They're not aliens. Stop hyping us up, man. We want to see aliens, but not
they
this
do it on
kind.
purpose. It's dehumanizing language.
Yeah.
That's
Indeed,
what
it is. 8 of them unaccompanied. So that's 10 juveniles, people under the age of 18, employed at this farm. 8 of them were undocumented, aka illegal aliens, and 10 of them undocumented. Eight of them was unaccompanied. So these are just kids on their own with no care and shit. That was written on X on Friday. It's now under investigation for child labor violations. Now listen to some of this shit as we carry on. The age of the person who died was not reported. Protesters streamed the clashes live, with one video showing a teenage boy crying that his mother had been taken. US officials shared a video of what looks like a man firing a weapon at federal agents and had offered $50,000 reward to help them find and convict the suspect. Federal officers rescued at least 10 migrant children from what looks like exploitation, forced child labor, and potentially human trafficking or smuggling. Make a list of them, right? And watch it fucking vanish, because that's what happens when people get human trafficked nowadays, apparently.
Yeah.
Department of Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said in a statement. She didn't say that shit about the list disappearing. That was me. that was in quotes on the article.
Yeah, just to be clear.
Just to make sure I'm not putting words in her mouth there. During the operation, a violent agitator fired a gun at our brave officers. Cannabis is legal and regulated in California. This enforcement was about the workers, not the product. Two glass house marijuana farms were raided simultaneously in Camarillo and in Carpinteria. I think I said that correctish. Both along California's Central Coast farmland north of Los Angeles. Glass House said in a statement posted on X that it complied with immigration officers. Listen to this. Listen to this. Workers were detained, and we are assisting to provide them legal representation, the company said. Glass House has never knowingly violated applicable hiring practices and does not and has never employed minors. The UFW.
So what the fuck are they doing there?
Yeah, there's a bit down here. But,
Volunteers.
yeah, if you play the rules right, you can employ the minors to do a certain thing under certain conditions. It's like they found a loophole and working around it. It basically says that down here. Look, the UFW said it was aware of the reports about minors found at the farm. Farm workers are excluded from basic child labor laws, and it's unfortunately not common for teenagers to work in the field. To be clear, detaining and deporting children is not a solution for child labor, a statement from the union says. Sorry, and at the start of this, the farm workers are excluded from basic child labor laws. So because they're working on a farm, because these guys were like, oh, we're Glass House Farms. We're a farm. We're a farm. Of course the kids can work here. It's a farm.
How do they have, are child labor laws not applicable to farming?
Because maybe they're putting under like a big colloquial term where they're essentially meaning, oh, they won't go out and pick berries. You know, just simple shit like that. Right. But this turns into, they take advantage of it, find loopholes.
This is right. It's different than like going like here. I live in a farming community, right? And when I was a kid, farmers used to come into town and they'd be like, all the kids, they'd be like, hey man, anybody want to go out, walk the fields, pick rock, whatever.
Yeah.
And we'll pay you, right? So that's kind of how.
Well, it's why the school is off. When schools have that time off during the summer, one of the reasons for that is because they want the kids to be at home so they can work on the land throughout the summertime when all this shit needs to be happening. And then they go back to work, go back to school in the autumn time, allegedly.
Right.
At the end of harvest.
Yeah. Anyway, finish this off here, just a couple of paragraphs. California, particularly Los Angeles County, has been at the center of daily immigration raids from President Trump's deployed National Guard troops and U.S. Marines to Los Angeles last month to protect federal immigration agents. While many Americans support President Trump's tough immigration policies, in Southern California, they have caused palpable fear in immigration communities, with many migrants hiding in their homes too afraid to go to work or the grocery store. So yeah, what do we all think about the whole immigration thing? I'm joking. Let's not talk about that. Let's just stick to the cannabis bit. This is fucked, man. This is fucked, and they'll get away with this. They won't suffer any consequences for this, as far as I'm concerned. They'll get away with it.
No.
Who are they gonna hire now though? Now that they've just taken away 200 of their employees. Well,
but they'll have to hire people from California.
Yeah, Californians.
Yeah, Californians. So
I mean,
if they stay open,
yeah,
it should be closed down really and properly investigated.
Yeah, should be shut down completely.
It's crazy shit, man.
It's nuts.
Yeah, to see that they've got young kids working there, it's exploitation, man. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right.
When they say unaccompanied, does that mean that the people who was accompanying them have not stepped forward, or
or are they there on their own?
Or are they actually on their own? So it's like, but either way, it's just as bad, isn't it? But at least, hopefully, these kids may be then looked after now. You know what I mean?
It's terrible, man. It's some bullshit. And there's been a lot in the news this week about child exploitation and all that shit because of that list that vanished out of nowhere, gone, disappeared. You know what list I'm talking about that poor man that killed himself in the prison cell. That's right. Poor guy. Yeah, because he's not guilty of anything really. He was a billionaire that absolutely did nothing wrong. There's no list, there's no documentation, done nothing wrong, but he chose to kill himself anyway. I'm not getting into it. Who's fucking started me off? Who did that? Who did that? That's what, it's on the desk. It's on the desk. I'm looking at it tomorrow.
On their desk?
Oh, not that list.
Right.
We're talking about the JFK list. No.
What about that one?
Jesus,
look
at
that's the one I want.
My
I
bad.
See
Gosh.
that one.
Gosh.
Pretty sure you said the other list, but maybe
Anyway, talking about lists.
Nothing like a little public gaslighting, but
it's a shopping
list.
list.
Oh no, right? Gosh. We should do it one day. We should do a news episode that's the not so cannabis news and talk about everything other than cannabis news and be like, what the fuck is this list? What the Yeah, anyway. Jesus. It's crazy, man.
Oh,
crazy. Anyway, who started that comment? Gosh, man. I'm trying to be so professional here. You maybe go on this crazy tangent, losing my fucking mind and shit. Because it's bullshit, man. Oh, God. I just feel like going on a rant.
Margaret.
It is bullshit. It is bullshit, man. Fucking people out there in prison for growing 2 fucking plants. And,
I know what it is. The list was written with that disappearing ink.
Must have been.
That's probably
there you go.
That's
right.
There it is.
Yeah,
there it is.
Problem.
Yes. You figured it out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Billy.
Oh, thanks, Billy. Well done.
We can put
well
that
done.
to rest now.
That's
We'll
right.
So
Let's go on to let's go on to the next news article. We're talking about alcohol sales here in Canada, right? Let's see how much these big alcohol companies lose out on.
Yeah, let's see what they have to say. Did alcohol sales change after Canada legalized marijuana? It's complicated. And this comes from Marijuana Moment. Consider the immediate sales drop at alcohol-only stores. This could suggest some consumers switched from alcohol to cannabis right after legalization. And that's what Michael J. Armstrong, Brock University, via The Conversation, is saying.
Okay. It's like they put a pre-header there and then...
I guess that's what it was.
Okay.
And it messed me up. Sorry, apologies. I shall continue. Before Canada legalized recreational cannabis in October 2018, it was unclear how the change might affect beverage alcohol consumption. Would consumers drink less or more after cannabis became legal? Drinking might decrease, for example, if people used cannabis in place of alcohol. That switch potentially could reduce alcohol-related harms. But economically, it would mean any gains in the cannabis industry would likely come at the expense of alcohol producers. Conversely, drinking alcohol might increase if people used alcohol along with cannabis. That could boost alcohol industry profits and government tax revenues, but at the cost of increased health risks of both substances. In response to this uncertainty, some businesses diversified. One alcohol producer bought a cannabis grower, while a cannabis firm took over several beer brewers. Research from the United States into the relationship between alcohol and cannabis use is inconclusive. Some studies report that alcohol use decreased in states that allowed cannabis, while others said usage increased or didn't significantly change. Those conflicting conclusions might reflect the complex legal situation in the United States, where cannabis remains illegal under federal law, even in states that allow its use. In Canada, some studies indicate alcohol consumption declined slightly as medical cannabis use became more common. Did similar decreases follow recreational legalization? To investigate this question, I first collaborated with health science researchers Daniel Myron, Robert Tolerico, Jennifer Gzeo, and Rachel McDonald Spracklin to study Canada's overall alcohol sales.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very nice, Margaret. Very nice. It's all them
I
difficult
felt
names.
The pressure.
I would say that it's would be pronounced Jennifer Shao. Yeah.
Oh, right. Well, as one who is studying Mandarin, I will defer to
Yeah.
your pronunciation, Macky.
That's
Thank you for
right.
that.
That's right. And I'm
Good
probably
job.
incorrect because I
Yeah,
didn't,
well,
didn't put the toad in there. You
you
know?
sounded pretty confident, so I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go.
We started our research by examining annual alcohol sales from 2004 to 2022. During that period, beer sales gradually fell while the sale of coolers and others drinks steadily rose. That left total sales basically unchanged. So consumers were apparently switching from beer to other beverages, but there were no obvious effects from 2018's cannabis legalization. We also compared monthly sales during the 12 months before legalization versus the 12 after. This included national average sales by liquor retailers and beer producers. In both cases, sales trends showed no significant changes in October 2018. However, this research on Canada-wide sales was mainly designed to detect large changes. To find subtler ones, I focused on the province of Nova Scotia. When Canada legalized cannabis, most provinces banned liquor stores from selling it to avoid tempting alcohol drinkers into trying cannabis.
Wow.
Nova Scotia did the opposite. I didn't know that. Its government-owned liquor corporation became the main cannabis retailer. After legalization in October 2018, most provincial liquor stores kept selling only alcohol, but some began selling cannabis as well. And where I am, the liquor stores only sell alcohol, and then we have weed stores. This unique situation prompted me to study the province's sales. I focused on the 17 months before and the 17 months after legalization. The corporation's total alcohol sales initially fell in October 2018, then slowly regrew. As a result, monthly sales after legalization averaged about 500,000 below their average or below their earlier levels. More interestingly, the changes differed between cannabis selling stores and the alcohol-only ones. At the alcohol-only stores, sales immediately fell. They averaged 800,000 below previous levels. But at cannabis sellers, alcohol sales began growing. Total monthly sales from October 2018 to February 2020 averaged 300,000 above its earlier levels. This divergence in sales was larger for beer than for spirits or wines. Interestingly, alcohol-only stores located near cannabis-selling stores had changes similar to those located far away, suggesting that cannabis seller proximity didn't matter. My data can't say why the sales split occurred, but I can speculate. Consider the immediate drop at alcohol-only stores. This could suggest some consumers switched from alcohol to cannabis right after legalization. Meanwhile, the lack of a drop at cannabis sellers might mean some consumers simply changed where they shopped. Instead of visiting their local alcohol-only retailer, they went to cannabis sellers to shop for alcohol and cannabis together. The cannabis sellers' ongoing growth might reflect people increasingly buying cannabis from licensed stores instead of illegal dealers. They went to those stores to buy weed, but picked up some extra booze while they were there. My research so far has focused on the initial post-legalization period from October 2018 to February 2020. I plan to study later months next when cannabis retailing was more widespread and perhaps more influential. And of course, they mentioned that will be challenging because, of course, you throw in a little COVID in there and that's going to mess things up a little bit
That's
too.
right.
They do say, my guess is that cannabis legalization has little short-term impact on existing drinkers overall. Most Canadians didn't suddenly consume cannabis with their Cabernet or replace vodka with vapes. Instead, we might see gradual long-term shifts. Young Canadians now reach legal age in a context where cannabis and alcohol are both allowed. Some folks who previously would have started drinking alcohol might choose cannabis instead or in addition. For now, alcohol drinking is still 3 times more common than cannabis use. Whether that continues, only time will tell.
Yeah. Go
There you have
cannabis.
it.
But this is one of the reasons why it's still illegal in the UK, because I'm not sure whether you're all aware, right? But people in the UK generally, they like a beer. You know what I mean? They like some whiskey, they like some brandy. You know, we
A bit of
are
a drinking culture.
Yeah, we have a quite a big drinking culture here in the UK. So we have a lot of like alcohol lobbyists who are just going to be telling the
Right.
government, "Oh no, don't legalize that shit."
Mhm.
I'm saying you will pay a little bit here. Allegedly.
But
I
that's
don't believe this. I'm
interesting
just saying what I've seen on YouTube.
because
Sorry.
this study, I mean, this research this guy is saying is basically like it doesn't necessarily really affect alcohol sales, and some alcohol companies are getting into weed and vice versa.
Or it's,
Anyway.
it just affected like the alcohol shops because people were going into the cannabis shops to get both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Jesus.
not really a good reason for the alcohol producers to be like, don't legalize that stuff, because at the end of the day, people are still going to drink.
Yeah, but
Right.
even a 5% reduction in their kind of industry is a big cut into their profits.
Yeah, and I'm gonna assume too that like in the ones that were selling both, I'm gonna say like it just got split up, right? Like you go in, you're still gonna buy a 6-pack, and you're gonna
Yeah.
get an eighth of weed. And
There
then
should be
walk
like
out.
that. There should be like a shop we can go
Yeah.
to that has everything that can fuck you up. Because as an
Drugstore.
adult, yeah, you should be allowed to go. Why the fuck not? And there's certain ones which they should be like, oh, we have, like when you go to a rave or a nightclub or something, got different rooms with different music in and things like that. Why can't they have situations where you can go there and if you're on like these injector rooms? That's a proper term. I don't know. They have a proper term for it. These people who are addicted to heroin, and you don't want them outside on the streets doing it, so you give them a place to do it safely. And if there's any issues, then they can get the healthcare they need if it's possible. But you wouldn't need that for a weed room. So you should have these
Right.
different rooms for these different kinds of drugs. People on cocaine can be over there so they can talk quickly and a lot at each other
Start businesses
for a couple of hours.
Talk about
You know what I
businesses
mean?
they'll never start.
You know what I mean? And the people on the shrooms over there can have their room where it's more colourful and the walls are wavy and there's cool music going on, some Grateful Dead, some Pink Floyd. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's their room. Then you got the guys on the acid over there. Yeah,
Right.
man.
Just
That's
out
how
of
it
it.
should be. Yeah, there's money to be made. There's a gap in the market here.
I think you need to
Yeah.
start with legalization of weed first, and then maybe you can move over to that.
right.
That might be a
One
good.
thing at a time.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Just one step at a time.
I mean, why not? Just pedal down. Let's just
I mean, just go all in, man.
Give it all
Ah,
right now.
Jesus.
At this point.
You might as well ask for it
Uh-oh.
all. If we ask for all that, they might be like, okay, we'll let you have the weed, but the rest of it, mate, no.
It is kind of interesting. Billy the kid in the chat says it's alcohol's a poison that needs to be rescheduled, which is kind of interesting because
Mhm.
it's not scheduled anywhere as far as I
Yeah,
know.
it's
No,
it's not. No, it doesn't
And
even.
yet-
It's like it's not even considered a drug.
Does it
It
have any
is,
kind of
it is,
medicinal
it is
purpose?
scheduled, yeah, but it's
Oh, is it?
practically on the bottom, yeah, yeah,
Right.
because food and drugs licensing, so it's on the licensing level, but it's on the very bottom of the scale. If you know what I mean?
Mm,
Right.
right.
Crazy.
But I thought the
So, yeah.
scheduling was like, at least as I know it from the US scheduling, it's like based on usefulness and medical application, like all this
Yeah,
stuff.
so it'd be Schedule 5, like, but with minimal restrictions. If you know what I mean, you need licensing, so minimum. You still need a license
Right.
to sell alcohol, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's on a schedule, because you need a license for it. There's
Right.
alcohol licensing laws, yeah. So
But
and
there's still
regulations.
not really a lot of medical benefit to drinking.
No, but that
aside
doesn't
from making
matter.
your
That's-
health worse.
That's
It does help when you got a little bit of a
this
cold.
is the government we're talking
chest.
about. When
A
Yeah,
hot
that's it.
toddy.
sense make anything
It
to
can
do
have
with
you
Yeah.
sleep as well.
I do
You
like
can-
a hot toddy when
Yeah.
I'm like shitty. It's true.
and,
Mhm.
and stress relief as well. But anything in moderation is okay. Well, we have
Right,
something related to this kind of, because John, you have 2 stories, right? You want to go through
Do.
these? Because they've been doing
I
some
can-
tests, right? I don't know if anybody's aware, but you might be able to smoke cannabis to help you sleep. It's new news. We didn't
It's-
know
it's
about
possible.
this.
I
You
know.
know?
I
Yeah,
know.
new scientific research, everybody. Wow.
As of July 10th, it's new.
Oh
I
my
feel
gosh.
vindicated.
Wow.
Woo-wee.
I better do some of my
amazing.
own research right now then.
That's right.
There you go. Get after it. A little bit of. Give us your data when you're done. Okay, Billy.
I
Thank
shall
you.
do.
Yeah,
Oh,
very good,
don't
very
say
good.
that word. I'll pick on you later about that.
Yeah.
Carry
Data.
on.
Data.
Oh,
Data,
I knew
mate.
you were gonna
Fucking
say
data,
it.
mate.
Listen, it's
Fucking
data.
wanker.
Data's
No,
a
it's
guy
data,
from
mate.
Star
Oh,
Trek. Okay.
data.
No, it's no. Fight.
Son of a. Here we go. Here we
Jesus,
go.
every episode, gosh.
See,
Gosh.
that
didn't say
English lesson
anything.
done
I didn't
shit,
say
did it?
nothing.
See?
Oh,
See? He's gonna have to
holy
fucking go on
Moses.
another one,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Let us
So
know in
you
the
calm
chat,
down,
everybody.
big
How do you
boss.
pronounce it?
Okay.
Data or data?
Yeah.
Right.
Type in chat
Data
and we'll
or
understand.
data? Which one?
Yeah.
There's no R in it, John. That's the thing. You know, you
Where was
see
the
them things you
R?
throw
Data?
when you.
Data.
Oh shit! I might have just fucked us up on our argument here. It's not
Not
data.
data.
Oh, don't I say data?
It's data.
Data.
D-A-T-A. Data.
Yeah.
Data. No, it's
Maybe because
data,
there's
You
no
might
mate.
be
Y
able-
in it. Oh,
Show me the
God.
data.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I
Where-
do
where
say
we
show
at
me
now?
the data. Show me the. I don't say show me the data.
Yeah. It's just
I mean,
data.
it sounds fancy. It
Not
sounds
Yeah,
data.
that does sound fancy. To be fair.
Show me
Yeah.
the data.
Anyway. And what's with route as
God.
well? You say route? What? We're not getting into this, John.
Route?
Anyway, what were we saying about insomnia, bro? Fuck.
All right, let's talk about sleeping. Okay, let's do it. Oh my god. So scientists are surprised by a study on whether medical cannabis works for insomnia. Many believe cannabis helps them sleep.
No.
Here's what the
No.
data
I don't believe it
says.
for a second. I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a
Son of
second.
bitch, dude. Oh my god. Okay, so you might have heard cannabis and cannabinoid products can help people sleep. This is gonna hurt. Data shows one of the top reasons people use cannabis is to help them sleep. As I've heard this. I mean, I don't know.
It's why I started
but-
smoking in the first place. Because I
Okay,
couldn't sleep
okay.
way back in the day. And I was like, oh, this cannabis stuff apparently helped me sleep. And then, yeah, I tried it and it was like, yeah, to sleep.
Huh,
So-
works.
It does.
It's only taken them like 25 years to figure it out.
Mhm.
Congratulations.
Catch up.
more like 50, but you know. Okay,
Fucking
moving on.
hell. Anyway, sorry.
But there's a dearth of high quality research on how medicinal cannabis products actually affect sleep. I've never heard that word before. Anybody else? Dearth?
Dearth.
I've heard of girth.
Yes, I have.
I've never used it. Never heard of that word before. So
You
that's
used it
interesting.
just now.
Simulation
I
I
update.
did. Yep. Ba-boom. Okay. To find out more, our research team conducted a small pilot study involving 20 people. Jesus, calm down, everybody. We wanted to compare how they slept after using a medicinal cannabis product compared to a placebo.
Can I just
The
say sorry,
results of
John,
this-
before you carry on?
Yes,
Dearth
yes.
there. That's one of those words we'd throw up on Letter League one time. And like,
Yeah.
fucking Cookie Grow would be there. And he'd put dearth
Yeah.
down on the board. He'd be like, Cookie Grow, what's this dearth word?
I'm checking the definition on this.
Jesus. Shout out to Cookie
Oh,
Grow there
oh,
and his
Letterly, I
miracle
love it.
words. Jesus.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry.
Continuing on. The results of the study published today in the Journal of Sleep Research. I don't know if anybody else can see that, but that's fancy font right there. Surprised us. We found a single oral dose of cannabinoid product decreased total sleep time and the time spent in REM sleep, rapid eye movement, if you don't know, which is when we tend to dream. We didn't observe any change in objective alertness the day after the treatment. Our study is small and only measured the effect of a single dose, so more research is
Wow.
clearly needed. How much is the dose, though, is my question, right?
And it was only like
We're
20
talking-
people as well.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
pretty small
so-
group.
So you've just got
So are
20
we doing,
people who'll be like, I'll give you
10
some weed with
milligrams? What are we doing?
They'll make you a hit bong or something, surely. But I mean, it's just some guys like, oh,
Right.
you can get some free weed if you go do this study. It's like, oh yeah, fuck, I'm there. So you hit the weed, and you're like, now you just got to take a nap. And so you take a nap, and then you wake up, and like, did you sleep good because of the weed? Yes.
Right, yes.
Can I have some more? It just doesn't seem as if this is a proper study at all. This isn't double blind or anything. But I don't know. Maybe
Right.
it is.
Well, there's a placebo, so we're gonna see. Let's find out more. But
Placebo
overall, our
weed?
findings.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! I wonder if that's a thing.
Mm.
Somebody have that strain? I mean, seriously. But overall, our findings suggest that cannabinoids may acutely influence sleep, primarily by suppressing REM sleep without noticeable next day impairment. What we did, all 20 people, 16 of whom were female, involved in our study had a clinical diagnosis of insomnia disorder. This means they reported having challenges falling asleep and or maintaining sleep, and that these disturbances impact day-to-day functionality socially, at work, or in other important areas of life. The average age of our study participants was about 46 years. That's kind of odd. Okay. At our lab, the study participants were interviewed by a doctor and had their medical history taken. All participants also underwent an overnight diagnostic sleep study. This was done to confirm their sleeplessness was truly insomnia and not other conditions such as sleep apnea. Once the participant was able to start the study, they were asked to sleep for 2 nights at our lab with at least 1 week between those 2 visits. They should have done it all in one. On one of their visits, they were given a placebo. On the other, they were given a single oral dose of medical grade cannabis oil containing, 10 milligrams of THC and 200 milligrams of CBD. I like that they mixed it, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
They're trying to figure it out. Yeah,
Quite hefty compared to the THC though. 10 milligrams to 200. That's like, dang, bro.
Yeah.
Skimping
But
out on the
gotta
good
start
shit.
somewhere.
Yeah.
They didn't want them to get wasted, man. All right, they want them to go to sleep. Using a product with a precise known dose ensures the results are relevant to what doctors in Australia are already prescribing. The order in which participants received either the treatment or the placebo was randomized, so they didn't know which one they were taking. After taking either the treatment or the placebo, they slept at our lab while wearing a special cap with 256 monitors on it. This high density.
Oh, here we go. Sorry,
go.
John.
Okay.
Let's go.
Sorry.
I don't like this word at all, but we're going to give it a shot. I'm going to say electroencephalogram.
I would say
Or EEG.
electroencephalogram. Electroencephalogram. What are you saying, Billy?
Okay.
Let's pronounce the word, Billy.
Yeah, I'd say electroencephalogram.
Nice. Margaret,
Okay.
what do you think?
EEG.
Oh, you're so fucking smart.
get
Why is that
in
what?
there.
Is that what an EEG machine is? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, it says it right after.
Listen,
Gosh.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say that EEG in capital letters is a slight
Yeah.
giveaway,
Gosh.
but still,
Wow.
I'm going with the market, which is big brain rather than
Yeah,
reading
that's-
the big E.
That's the longest
right.
word I've seen for a while. That is. How many letters
Yeah,
that have?
that's a-
3, 6,
That was
9,
a tricky
12,
one. Definitely. You did
15,
a great job, John.
18, 20 letters in that fucking word.
Listen, don't be a dick. Don't write this down. You're not using letter league. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, man. We'd have
I
to
don't
look
know
at
if
a
you
team
could
to
get
get
that.
letters like that. Ah.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
Cookie Grow could get it. You know?
Yeah, right. How the hell did that work out?
Yeah. He likes the fallow because it's a bit phallic.
Yes, that's right. Very true.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It's almost like you'd have to have 3 words spaced out a little bit so you can get that
Yeah.
to work out.
Anyway,
You'd
sorry,
have to
John.
put
Put
Sorry.
electro
Uh,
in first.
Well done, by the way, John.
That's
That
right.
was a good effort. Good effort.
Thank you. I gave it a good shot. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, the EEG allowed us to record the electrical activity of the brain while the person slept. The next morning, after they either woke or were woken, they performed a driving simulation test around the time of their normal morning commute. Like,
Wow.
okay. They also underwent a test that assessed their ability to stay awake in a quiet, dimly lit environment. To track their alertness throughout the day, they repeated the test 4 times while wearing the high density EEG
Yes.
cap. How?
No, just thinking.
When they
At
wore
one
this-
point, no, at one point in this article, they said, there was 20 people and 16 of them were women or something like that, right? It was a hefty
Yeah,
percentage
yeah.
of women. Now, the
Yeah.
thing is, at least half of these women at the age they're talking about are probably mothers too, with kids. So they don't get to
Right.
sleep anyway because the kids always wake up. Then they got the opportunity to go to some fucking place to smoke some weed and have a good night's sleep. Of
I would
course,
also-
of course they're sleeping good.
I would
Gosh.
also comment because I was thinking about that too. That also, if you're trying to sleep in a place like in a lab, I know they're going to try and make it
Right.
comfortable, but then you have this cap of things on your head, and they're
Mhm.
like, "Hey, now try and sleep." Surprise, surprise, you didn't get as much sleep as before. And
Mm.
also, if you're in your like mid 40s, you're probably also going through perimenopause, which means it's probably also affecting your sleep. And you're a parent,
Right.
and like all these things. Like, there's a ton of factors that they're
Mhm.
not really
Right.
talking about.
Right.
Yeah, like
Well,
you could just lay there scared, thinking, "Is this a YouTube prank show? Is something going to happen to me in my sleep?" Because that's a real fear
Ashton
nowadays.
Kutcher gonna bust through the door.
You know what I mean?
Like, what's going
Jesus,
on?
talking about some 2008 shit there, John. He's showing your age, bro. You know,
Whoa, whoa.
some
Donna
Ashton
Summer.
Kutcher shit. Nobody knows who he is.
Oh
Are you
my.
talking about the Kool-Aid Man?
Yeah, that's
Whoa.
right. Yeah.
Whoa. Yes. 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 That's right. Who knows the Kool-Aid Man? I do.
Sorry. Yeah.
Let's continue. I mean, this is pretty long. It just goes on more about it, but now I lost my spot.
But it's just pretty much saying about the weed does appear to help with
Yeah,
sleep,
yeah.
everybody. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
Is
I
that
don't know
the
if you.
equation?
Yeah, that.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. We found the THC CBD treatment decreased total sleep time by an average of 24.5 minutes. What? Okay.
Yeah, that's
This
what I
was
thought I read.
largely driven by a significant impact on REM sleep, the phase associated with dreaming, which not only decreased by an average of 33.9 minutes, but also took significantly longer for participants to enter. The treatment also offered no benefit in helping participants stay asleep throughout the night.
Oh.
So
So they're saying weed
we
doesn't
took a
help
turn.
with sleep.
We took a turn for the worst here, I feel.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, there you go, everybody.
Let's burn this.
We were all
that was
wrong,
just,
apparently.
Again, this is a study of 20 people, and they're
Mhm.
trying to sleep in a lab, and it's not really like they're making sure that these people have some kind of insomnia, but they're not really
Right,
taking into
right.
account lifestyle and other things they might be going through medically, i.e., menopause, like all these things,
Yeah, yeah.
which may be affecting these results. Because I will say, I have an Oura ring, and that tracks my sleep. And I smoke weed every night before I go to bed because it does help me
Oh
sleep.
my
And my
gosh,
sleep
Margaret.
scores.
Okay.
I had a great sleep score last night. I got lots of REM sleep. It tracks REM sleep too. So
Nice.
my N=1 experiment says incorrect.
Yeah, yeah.
Weed helps
Yeah.
you sleep.
From my anecdotal
I-
evidence, I would also say this is incorrect.
Yeah. I gotta give it to it too. Like honestly. I could hit a bong or a bowl or a joint and I could be sleeping 15 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
It'll put me right out, man.
What about you,
Good to
Billy?
know.
Keep you awake, does it?
Yeah, man, keeps me up all night. It does.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I fucking. That's one of the main reasons I use it. Is because of the way it helps me sleep.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if
Gets
I
rid of my
don't
dreams.
consume before I go to bed, I have much more vivid dreams. I don't usually dream at all, and then I feel like I'm awake half the night because I'm having crazy
Yeah,
dreams.
basically. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
imagine like reliving your life in your dreams every night, and then the difference between having weed and not having weed is immense. So like, and that's the main reason most people with my type of PTSD with the memory recall use weed is to stop that recall in your dreams.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
fucking
man.
mental. It's like so, and that's why I don't trust anything these sites. And plus, you say 20 people. It's like what the
Yeah,
fuck?
ridiculous. It's not even a
Like,
study, is it?
No.
Well,
Right,
it's just so
right.
tough too because they're like, here, sleep in this strange bed in this strange lab, and wear
Yeah.
this cap
And it was
on your head.
only and it's only one night spaced out 2 weeks and then another night. Like
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
2 weeks.
Like
Man,
why wouldn't
yeah.
they do it kind of a
Every
few days
night.
in a row? Because then that person's gonna get used to that room, that bed, that you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, become a more normal environment for them. Yeah.
Right, right.
Why can't they do this study at home? Right, it's like as
Yeah,
well.
that would
It's like,
probably
yeah.
be a little more insightful.
So it's like it's going to be a little bit difficult to do the study, but then
Well,
that's the whole point of doing a study. It is difficult, and that's why you do the study. It's like for fuck's sake, it's like they're
not,
trying to
not
get
everybody has an EEG in their house, Billy.
Yeah, I know, but that's why they turn up overnight with the EEG.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm,
it's like
mhm.
if they
Just
can't
give
be
them all,
bothered to do
like-
the study properly, then
Like
why
some
do
of
it?
those
Right.
wearables, like the
Yeah.
Oura ring I have
Yeah.
tracks like
Yeah,
the REM
yeah.
and the deep sleep and all that shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
To me, it's just like, oh yeah, we take the £1 million you give us to do the study, and then spend 100,000 on doing it, and then pocket the £900,000 for our university profit. That's what that
Right.
study tells me.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
my
Anyways.
goodness.
Inconclusive.
Anyway.
Yes, inconclusive.
I'm gonna
Let's just
say
say that.
inconclusive.
Try it for yourself and see how you feel. Bet it's drowsy. Anyway, what are you saying, Billy? What are we talking about? You want to talk about how cannabis is illegal in Europe, or where cannabis is legal in Europe, right?
Yeah, well, this is a little story I see, which I thought I'd pick up, and it's basically about like cannabis and the laws across Europe. So the article goes to say, like in April 24, Germany legalized recreational cannabis, becoming the largest country in Europe to turn green. And such. When I say largest country, I think they mean by population.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So there are currently 28 EU countries with some form of legalization. 28. There is. That's
Wow.
you're like,
How
oh,
many
wow,
countries?
Wow.
How many countries are over there though?
Yeah, quite a lot, but still.
Well, how many stars are there
Well, I'm curious,
on the
right?
EU
Because-
flag? That's how you can tell. 29, maybe all of them. Fuck no.
No, there's more
Well,
than that.
looks like I've got to quickly chat GPT this one then.
Yeah.
But you
You're
see
gonna
why I'm
have to.
asking is because I think of
Yeah.
America, right? Not like 40
Yeah,
states are medically
28 out of
24.
50 is quite it's more than half sort of
Jesus,
thing, so, yeah.
44 countries in Europe, generally recognized by the United Stations.
legalized?
United Nations. No, there are just 44 countries in Europe.
So more than
and
half
28
then.
of those are legalized. Yeah, more than half.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. Now we have a better
So-
understanding, right?
Yeah.
They just let anybody in by the
um,
look of it. Fucking hell. Anyway, sorry.
So what they're saying is that for now the EU market is relatively small when it comes to cannabis sales, but this year they expect to reach $1.2 billion. So
Jesus.
Okay.
yeah. So, but it's projected to reach 2.6 billion by 2028 and 6 billion by
Sorry to
within the
interject.
decade.
So that was in Europe. These are talking about the European Union specifically, I think. In which case,
Yeah, the EU. Yeah,
list
EU countries.
of the 27 EU member states. There's 27, but it says there's currently 28 EU countries. This doesn't
That's
add
what it
up.
says.
This doesn't add up.
Yeah,
Wow.
they must mean the 44 then.
Yeah, maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah. Germany, which is the EU's largest economy and the continent's largest legal cannabis market, with about 500 million in sales last year. $500 million. That's a reasonable
That's pretty
amount
good.
with in the first year as well. And they expect it to generate just under 1 billion by the end of 2025. So the UK, which has not been part of the EU since Brexit, obviously we don't count in this study because obviously we're not part of the EU. It's currently our legal medical market is worth 255 million in annual sales, which is still quite a reasonable amount, isn't it? Like $250 million. Compared to the US, where 40 states have legalized and 24 states permit recreational use, which generate 32 billion, which is a bit different. 250 million, isn't it? 32
Right? Like
billion.
that's nuts, bro.
Yeah, man. And that's like out of only like 24. So
Read the next line.
yeah. So Europe's cannabis market is about the size of a New Jersey cannabis economy.
Them New Jersey folk can
is
smoke.
puny, bro.
Yeah, they
Jesus.
can smoke, man. So, but the potential upside and sensible regulations that allow cannabis to be grown in Spain and Portugal and exported to other countries legally has created a solid economic thesis for companies to invest hundreds of millions of dollars into the EU cannabis industry. Yeah, because they're going to invest, aren't they? But still,
I mean,
the growth is slow, they reckon, and policies are practical. So Bo Whitney, the founder of Cannabis Data from Whitney Economics, says Europe's legalization rollout and that they have some common sense regulations. Here are the cannabis laws across Europe. So basically, for adult use, there's only 3 European countries that are legalized adult use cannabis, but these programs, unlike adult use markets in the US, there's not dispensaries, but rather non-profit clubs where members can obtain cannabis. So in Malta, 2021, the smallest country in the EU, became the first to legalize and regulate cannabis for personal use. It allows the possession and cultivation of cannabis. Yay! Residents can grow up to 4 plants, and while it takes a commercial market like the US states have legalized adult use, people can buy cannabis products from non-profit cooperatives, so like little clubs.
Farmers
Basically.
market.
Well, so it's
type
only
thing,
Germany
or-
then that's fully legalized for adult use, because it doesn't say anything about Spain there. That's decriminalized, and the
Yeah.
Netherlands is just yellow, so that's medical use. But
Yeah.
the Netherlands also got decriminalization, haven't they?
Yeah, so Luxembourg in
It's
2023, the EU financial hub legalized adult use cannabis, but sales are still prohibited. Households can grow up to 4 plants, the same. Under
Wow.
strict rules by people over 18, the country legalized medical cannabis in 2018. And Germany as well, the largest economic country, done in adult use in 2024, allowing possession of up to 50 grams and growing up to 3 plants at home. Like Malta and Germany didn't legalize commercial stores, but rather have non-profit cannabis social clubs where members attain it. So Germany also have a medical program as well. So the medical markets across Europe can be dispensed through mostly pharmacies. Cyprus only allowed cannabis oils. Denmark permits pharmaceutical drugs like Sativex, but also botanical forms of cannabis under a pilot program. And the United Kingdom's program allows flower. So you've got Cyprus, the Czech Republic, Denmark, France. The medical program up until March 2026 is running. So that's like a pilot program at the minute. Greece, Italy, North Macedonia, Norway, Portugal, Romania with low THC only, Switzerland, Ukraine, and the United Kingdom. So that's just medical cannabis, which ain't really many, is it? To be honest,
Not enough.
right.
not enough.
Mhm.
It is a bit crazy that it's not like across the board as well. Like the EU haven't come out and said, okay, this is the law for everyone, sort of thing. They're all doing their own little bit things now. So there are 4 countries that have decriminalized cannabis. So the largest is Spain, obviously, which has a confusing approach to cannabis. That has resulted in both a thriving grey market as well as like the cartels are still running things as well as locals. So it's like a mixture there where sales are technically there, but they're illegal. But whereas a government approach cultivation program allows companies to grow cannabis and export to other countries, which is a bit odd, isn't it? Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Messed up,
yeah,
man.
it's really odd, that one is. So so the Netherlands have a policy of toleration. It's called basically the word. Well, I suppose what's it called translates to. So basically, and that's Estonia, the Netherlands, Slovenia, and Spain. So it's decriminalised there. So sort of like it's a big grey area. You won't really get done for it, but the authorities can still fuck you over if they choose to do so.
Mhm.
So pharmaceutical drugs are entirely distinct from medical cannabis medical products. So most countries that allow some form of legal cannabis products only allow pharma drugs to be sold with THC, the compound known for getting people high, obviously, and CBD as well, because they're sold separately in some places. Some are THC only, some are CBD only drugs. So it's very rare you find them mixed at the minute as well, strangely enough. So in these countries, pharmaceutical products like Sativex, which contains THC derived from cannabis, and Dronabol synthetics from THC are only legal with a prescription from a doctor. So these are pharmaceutical drugs only. Yeah. So this is Australia, Belgium, Croatia, Finland, Ireland, Liechtenstein, Poland, and Turkey. So them have quite a restricted amount, really, because you're only allowed the pharma drugs. So unless you've got a pharma license, you're not selling nothing. So, and the illegal countries where it's just nothing, there's no laws, you're going to get arrested, and it's an illicit substance. These are Andorra, Bulgaria, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Belarus, Hungary, Iceland, Kosovo, Lithuania, Latvia, Monaco, Moldova, Montenegro, San Marino, Serbia, Slovakia, and Sweden. So if you're any of them countries, you're
Yeah.
fucked.
I would have
basically.
laughed if it put Albania on that list.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Holy.
Oh, that's funny.
So basically, yeah. There you
Here's what
go,
I wanna
guys.
know.
Yep.
Why'd they leave Canada out of this whole deal here?
That's not
Because
Europe.
Margaret got left
Yeah.
out.
Europe.
It's not Europe, mate.
No, but when they were talking about the like how much these countries made or make, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
brought
so
up the
you-
U.S., but
Yeah.
they didn't bring up Canada.
Mm.
Canada's
Mm.
huge,
Yes,
so I would think their numbers would be up there too. You know?
Yeah, but fuck Canada. Like, that's what they
Hey.
say. Fuck Canada.
You don't let him talk like
Dang
about
it.
your country like that, Margaret. Punch him in the
Get 'em.
face.
Get
We've
them,
got
Margaret.
legalization, federal legalization.
That's
but,
right.
Like, they've got the same wanky fucking monarch as we do, and they have cannabis and we don't. Oh, fuck them, bastards. They're meant to be our cousins. They're there smoking weed and hash, going, yeah, fuck you, English cunts. Meh. Well,
Anyway, I got one here. I got another article here, right? This is from, and
Okay,
those
okay.
guys outside of the UK may not know this newspaper, but this is The Sun, everybody. This is
Oh,
probably
God.
one of the
Fucking hell.
worst newspaper organizations that has ever existed. In my opinion, I'm not going to say allegedly or anything because this is my opinion about this particular newspaper company, but Jesus, this is a pile of shit. So
I
grab
won't go to
your...
Liverpool. Yeah. I won't go to Liverpool asking for a copy of The Sun. I'm
No.
How
telling
do you
that.
really feel?
Yeah.
They're so bad, Margaret. So bad. Anyway,
Mhm.
so yeah, this is. I just wanted to bring this because it's one of those stupid scaremongering articles we see, and you see a lot of those in the Sun. Cannabis crime bomb. How flood of super strength cannabis is hitting British streets and its link to terrifying crime wave are revealed. Can you believe this shit? This cannabis
well
crime bomb? Super strength cannabis? Former addict reveals how he blames smoking cannabis as a teenager for his life of crime.
Which person in this picture here are they referring to?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
I don't
We've
know.
got 4 people pictured.
Yeah. All of them were cannabis addicts, Margaret. All
Okay.
of them. The amount of super strength cannabis being smuggled in from abroad has escalated to a record high and is behind a terrifying crime wave sweeping Britain. The Sun on
Oh my
Sunday
goodness.
can reveal. Now, I'm sure you all have heard, even outside of the UK, how we have a stabbing epidemic here in our country, and everyone's just stabbing the fuck out of each other. This is world news. Everybody knows that, especially in London. But I'm sure you have also heard about the cannabis crime wave epidemic sweeping the country.
Oh yeah.
Haven't you? Yeah.
Mhm.
Huge news. Anyway, more cannabis than any other drugs was detected coming into the country by Border Force last year, with the black market in the illegal substance estimated to be worth 2.6 billion. Wow.
That's a lot of Bitcoin, isn't it?
Yeah, it is
awesome.
indeed. It is indeed. It's a fuckload of money. Yeah, they just got all these pictures. The Sun just lays shit out. They're obviously just trying to fucking spam ads as much as possible. More cannabis than any other drug was detected coming to the country by Border Force last year. This is the headline they have there. Got a young guy sitting on a bus playing with his phone. Daniel Ajorin was murdered in Hayneulet, Essex. So I'm not saying it properly. Can you say it for me? Essex, yeah.
What?
Well, Haynor.
No,
Oh, the name of the place?
no, Essex, right?
Yeah, Haynor, Essex.
Okay.
It's Hainault, mate. Hainault.
Okay. Thank you, Billy. Anyway, this guy was apparently killed while the killer was in a state of cannabis-induced psychosis.
Holy.
Drug-fueled killer Marcus Monzo struck after taking cannabis. Border officials seized 85 tons of herbal marijuana, up to 73% on the previous year, and around 480,000 plants and 416 tons of cannabis resin, up to 183% on the 2023 figures. But despite the massive seizures, illegal drugs are still making their way onto the streets. Now, now we can reveal a new report has found a direct link between cannabis use and an increased risk of perpetration of physical violence, including aggravated assault, sexual aggression, fighting, and robbery. So you
I
be
think,
careful, everybody.
That statement requires some kind of citation.
Oh, not in the
Yeah.
Sun, it doesn't, Margaret. That's not how the Sun
Well,
newspaper works.
Okay,
Yeah.
it should though.
It's ridiculous. Just saying shit like that. Increased risk of perpetration of physical violence. You just want to see that clip from Bill Hicks again. Like, I've had some good times on drugs, never beat anybody, never robbed anybody, never raped anybody, never killed anybody.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what they're saying here. It's like, yeah, he did. He's lying.
Oh my.
Criminology expert Dr. Simon Harding, who helped compile the University of West London report, told The Sun on Sunday, in quotes, "The links between violence and cannabis are going under the radar." Oh,
Are they?
when there are calls for the decriminalization or legalization of cannabis, some are thinking of the cannabis of 30 or 40 years ago, which caused fits of giggles. Then the next, like from there, it goes sword attack. It's like, why are you
God.
even?
That's
You know what I mean?
perfect sense.
Smooth. You know what I mean? But what we are dealing with now is more like a Frankenstein genetically modified version of cannabis with a very high THC levels, which makes people very paranoid. Our revelations come after Sir Andy Marsh, head of the College of Policing, demanded earlier this month that officers crack down on cannabis use. He said the smell of the plant-based drug, which is also known as marijuana or weed, made him feel unsafe and is a sign of crime and disorder. That's what this guy says.
This article is going to make
projecting.
me
It's fucked, isn't it?
do crime and disorder.
You know what I'm
So where
saying?
does where does the sword attack come in?
Oh, no, they're
I
just
don't
throwing
know.
random words in there for fear.
Yeah.
So there is no they're not going to
No,
go
it's
into
no,
that.
Not
it's no
meaning.
sword attacks.
No. This is the
Jesus
sun.
Christ.
This is the sun.
Wow.
Dr. Hardin, who also a regular expert witness at major drug trials, said the new strong cannabis being produced is leading to cases of psychosis. He cited the trial of Marcus Monzo, 37, who last month was found guilty of murder of 14-year-old Daniel Argerin in Hainault, Essex, while in a state of cannabis-induced psychosis. Dr. Harding said, "We only have to point to this sword attack." Oh, because that was a sword attack.
So
okay.
this guy killed his
What?
young boy with a sword.
With a sword because he was in
Okay.
cannabis-induced psychosis, allegedly. Psychosis is not going to happen to everybody, but if you are prone to that, and there may be underlying factors, it can be serious stuff. And the psychiatric facilities in the UK are full of people suffering cannabis psychosis. Really?
Bullshit.
Psych-
Really?
Yeah, they're full of them.
Mhm. Yeah, full of
So what
it.
you're
This
telling
is
me is
fucking
that-
full of it. You know what I'm
This
saying?
could have never happened with alcohol. I mean, like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
These people are out their goddamn mind.
Ridiculous. It's one person as well. They have this one case to refer to in a country of 65 million people who
Yeah.
a third of the adult population use cannabis. So we're talking millions and millions here, and you want to just relate this guy's psychotic episode to the use of cannabis? Really?
Yeah.
What about all the
Yeah.
there'll be fucking I don't even know how many hundreds of kids are stabbed in this country every month. Is that all cannabis-induced psychosis? No.
It could be, maybe.
Oh, maybe. Well, let the sun get hold of it and they'll make it that way. The influx of cannabis research our shores is, in our part, fueled by other countries legalizing its use. Of the 173 cannabis smuggling cases already dealt with by our courts this year, the majority came from Thailand. Cannabis was legalized there 3 years ago, but has become so rife and problematic that last month the government there imposed new rules to try and tackle the issue. Drug
You
lords
know-
in Canada, sorry, Margaret.
I was just going to say, I feel like the weed was being smuggled in from Thailand long before they legalized.
Yeah, for sure, for
Just-
sure.
Right.
hmm
Right.
But you got this
But-
one here, Margaret. Check this line out. Drug lords in
Drug
Canada, where cannabis is legal, and the US, where some states have followed suit, are also major exporters. Drug lords, you know.
Well,
Oh my
that's one way of
gosh,
putting it, I
oh
guess.
my gosh.
I mean,
Wow.
some of those dudes in suits are maybe like drug lords, but
It's just ridiculous, and this whole article is
is.
ridiculous. It's just fear-mongering bullshit from
Right.
people who are uninformed and just want people to click on their fucking links. So
Yeah, it's
it's
pretty
just
bad.
ridiculous. The Sun newspaper is a dreadful newspaper, everybody. Don't read it, all right? It's full of shit, as you can tell from this story. They'll just hype shit up and make it as negative as possible to freak everybody
Right.
out. Bullshit, man. Bullshit. Right, I think that's all that we got time for, man. That's quite a lot of news articles covered there. Did you get both of yours done, John, or just one?
No, we just did the one. But if I mean, if we got to move on, we got to move on. We could save it for a different time.
We could briefly do it, just a couple of minutes and explain what the fuck that one means.
Let's see what we got there. So it's another study that cannabis reduces anxiety and depression. A new
Who would have guessed
federally
it
funded
again?
study shows. Okay. Anybody want to throw down like if this is gonna flip once we get halfway through, or
What kind of odds
Or
you
what?
giving me? 3-1.
Uh-huh.
3
Yeah,
to 1.
3-1. Let's go. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go 3-1. Let's go.
No,
Okay,
I'm sticking with my original bet, mate.
What
I
was your
reckon
original bet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it does reduce anxiety and depression.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Even
Okay,
though
so
I'm
you're going with
even
it.
though I've got slightly anxiety and I might get depressed if I'm wrong, no. But carry on.
Okay. Here we go. Medical marijuana was associated with significant decreases in self-reported anxiety and depression compared to before patients began treatment with cannabis, according
I'll
to a
win.
new
Told ya.
study. Funded in part by the National Institute on Drug Abuse, the NIDA. The observational study published this month in the Journal of Affective Disorders looked at 33 adults in Maryland. Another small study, like Jesus. Okay,
That's almost
in
twice as
Maryland.
big as the other one, though, isn't it?
I
33.
know.
Mhm.
That's what she
with
said.
clinically, Donna Summer. I expected that out of Billy, but you, Macky. God damn it.
Sorry.
With clinically significant anxiety and or depression over a 6-month period, evaluating them at baseline, and then again after 1, 3, and 6 months from when patients began using medical cannabis. Significant decreases from baseline in anxiety and depression were observed, with mean scores dropping below clinically significant levels within 3 months of initiation, the study says. Participants also reported sustained reductions in anxiety and or depression symptoms over the 6-month study period. Most patients chose THC-dominant cannabis products in addition to self-reported benefits to mental health. They also reported a decline in their perceived driving ability and an increase in feeling high. Well, okay. I mean, yeah, getting high.
Obviously.
I mean, Jesus. Acute effects were dose dependent, authors wrote. 10 to 15 milligrams of oral THC and at least 3 puffs of vaporized cannabis yielded the most robust reductions in anxiety and depression. Among participants, 3/4 said they had previously used marijuana. Just over a third, 37%, said they'd used cannabis within the past year. At the time of the study, medical marijuana was legal in Maryland, but the substance remained illegal for non-medical use. The 6-person team behind the new study represents the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine, and the university's Sidney Kimmel Comprehensive Cancer Center, as well as the Center for Alcohol Policy Research in Melbourne, Australia. Oh, we're getting help from the Australians there. Thanks, Viking. A conflict of interest section of the report notes that some members have received funding or currently work for companies involved in medical marijuana. Oh, go figure. In addition to NIDA funding, the project also received support, a pilot grant from the Lampert Center for the Study of Medicinal Cannabis and Hemp at Thomas Jefferson University. Authors said that while the findings of the new study were promising, controlled clinical trials are needed to further investigate the efficacy and safety of medicinal cannabis for acute anxiety and depression symptom management. While psychedelics have in recent years have shown increasing promise to treat mental health conditions such as anxiety, depression, and PTSD, some cannabis users have long reported that substance helps manage anxiety and depression. A number of other recent studies also support the idea. That's the gist of it, basically, right there. We don't need to keep going, do we?
No,
I
it's
think we
fine.
summed it up right there.
It sums it up.
I mean,
it's just a,
yeah.
that things we've been saying for a long time, like cannabis helps you sleep. Cannabis can reduce anxiety and depression. It's a natural
Yeah.
medicine that can be used for many things. And we've been saying it for a long time. I'm glad they're finally catching up to us weekend stoners here. And maybe they've been listening to the show and be like, oh, we should do a study on
chance.
that Fucking.
Yeah.
eh,
I just wish the studies would be a little bit bigger. You know
Yeah,
what I
and
mean?
a little bit
Yeah.
more to the scientific method as well. If we had some double-blind
Yeah.
studies and some placebos and all that shit,
Yeah.
make sure it's done properly. So they
Yeah.
can't deny it. Then, when they really
Right.
be like, oh yeah, that study's not quite good enough. We'll do our own, like the UK government does all the time.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter what study's done or
Mhm.
what evidence there is. They're like, oh no,
They're
we
gonna
need
do
to do
another
it
one.
ourselves. Oh, fucking.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, it's still good. At least
Awesome.
these studies are being done. It will help reduce stigma over time. More people will try this
Right.
shit because they've seen the news articles that say that it does actually work. So it's progress all the same.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I like it. It's all good.
Yeah.
The-
Yeah.
yeah.
So I have a question about these, since I did 2 of these pertaining to studies. The last one said medical grade cannabis. Now, why do they say that? Medical
That's a
grade.
yeah.
great question.
Like there is really no difference. It's not like they're putting more of something into it that is different from another grower, let's
Yeah.
say.
I suppose they're just assuming that medical grade is going to be some kind of cheaper, cleaner version of cannabis because they don't know.
Right.
When you kind of like do news every week like we do, so we read news articles often, we're in that kind of shit. We know that the whole medical cannabis bullshit is bullshit.
Yeah.
But they're not going to know that. They're going to assume it's like every other medical thing. Like medical grade isopropyl alcohol where it's extremely, extremely clean. There's nothing else in it. And they're going to assume it's something like that. I would think that
Yeah.
would be my assumption anyway.
I would like them to do a study of the difference between people using medical grade and homegrown.
Yeah, they'll be, well, they'll alter that study to make sure that they're like, oh, the medical was far better. People on the medical was far happier. Yeah, fucking.
Right.
They'll ask the questions in a specific way. It's like nothing can be legit anymore.
Right.
Everything's fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, let's not. I'm gonna get all pessimistic there. I don't want to do that. No, but it just does seem that everything is fucked right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh,
yeah, some good news stories there. We covered
Beautiful.
quite a bit. Yeah, and it's not
Yeah.
so bad. Not so bad, right? It was all right, but that one about the in California, that farm getting raided is fucking crazy. That was
Yeah.
big news this week, man. And of course, the mind-altering super skunk in the UK again. It's back again, like BSE. Remember that whole mad cow disease thing? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And it's like it's returned, like cannabis has returned, like BSE. Yeah. Anyway, any forum news? I don't think so. Dominic's coming back. Dominic Milton Trott, who was on the show a few weeks ago, the guy who tried 182 different psychoactive substances and documented them all.
Ooh,
Yeah, good interview, man. He's back on Tuesday. He's going to come in
Okay.
for another session. We're going to talk about some of the shit that he tried and get more details about each individual one. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good conversation. But Margaret, you was on a podcast this week. You was on Let's Be Buds, right?
Sorry, I was muted for a second. Yeah, I was. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it's a good
They're
show. I
great.
watched it.
They're a great gang over there. Oh, did
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, I watched that. Yeah.
I didn't see in the chat.
No, I didn't watch it live. I
was
saw it when
lurking.
you put it up on your channel.
Did
And I
I?
was
I
like,
was
oh,
"Damn, I
Margaret put a
forgot
video.
about that."
Because everybody, like you, like everybody in the chat and everybody listening to the show, like you guys, I am also subscribed to Margaret's channel.
That's
So,
right. And if you
make sure
aren't,
you
why
subscribe.
not?
That's right. Try show some support. Go hit that subscribe button and check out the videos on the channel. But yeah, it came
I
up in
forgot
my
I could
feed.
stream. Yeah, that's cool because I actually have never done that before, and I was just like, "Ooh, let's try this out."
Cool. So you streamed it yourself. Nice.
Yeah, because they use this
Wait.
software. It's super easy. It's just you like click a button. It's-
Nice.
It's literally as easy as that. But yeah.
Yeah. It was on at 3 a.m. here in the UK. Mad Dog said.
Holy.
Yeah, that makes sense because it was
So-
like I think 9 o'clock when I went on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so though it's though we can't sleep here in the UK at 3 o'clock, we're all trying to, we should all smoke more cannabis to help us with our insomnia. Oh no, the study said that it doesn't help with insomnia. Yeah, don't smoke cannabis before bed, everybody.
It does.
It'll keep you awake. Fuck yeah, no.
I mean, I think you should just do what
Okay.
works for you, and if it works,
That's
great,
right.
do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
place to end it.
Mm.
Should we go to smoke break?
Yeah.
Why
Let's do it.
not?
Let's do it. Ooh, there we go. Smoke break time is like feels like these headphones are squashing my head. Jeez.
Loosen them up, bro. Loosen them.
Yeah, it's just warm. That's all. That's all. It's not that warm though, Viking. Calm down. Viking's gonna be like, hey, Macky going on about warm. He don't know warm because it's like people go. The rest of the world, Billy, you might see this. Like the rest of the world go on like anytime we bring up temperature, like it's fucking 28 degrees. This is so warm, and the rest of the world goes, ha 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 ha. You don't know what warm is, and it's like fuck y'all. You don't know the struggle. Fuck. You know what I'm saying, Billy?
Oh, we know.
Not really.
Not really. Oh,
Not really.
maybe it's just me then. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
You,
Oh,
mate,
yeah.
just you.
Yeah.
It's all relative, It's all
Yeah.
relative.
That's right. That's right. We don't ever get days like we got like 3 weeks maximum every year that are really warm and enjoyable like this. And we have zero aircon. But we have it in shops,
Right.
but in houses, no aircon. Everybody, all these people complaining at people in the UK, like, haha, it's only 30 degrees. Canada, the USA, Australia, all you guys got aircon in your houses and shit for you when you get these warm days. We don't get them enough to warrant the price. So we don't have that shit. So you get warm outside because you've enjoyed the garden, and then you can just retreat back into the house where it's like a fridge. We do not have that option. We just have warm everywhere. We put a fan on. A fan ain't doing shit at 30 degrees.
No, it's just pushing around
Blowing
warm
warm
air.
air.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You people, you
Oh,
don't
man.
understand. You don't understand the struggle. And even if we could have aircon in the UK with the electricity prices we have, we couldn't afford to turn the con on anyway. Sorry, but I had to gosh, just saying.
A little bit of
Just
a tangent.
saying.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm
That
saying?
Viking triggered me, man. Fucking going on about like, man, Macky's a pussy. He's complaining it was 32. It's like, you're fucking 32, bro. Gosh. Fucking warm.
That's hot, bro.
You know what I'm
32
saying?
is hot.
Yeah, but anyway, just saying, Viking. Just
Mhm.
saying. All right. And
That's
what's
right.
anybody else saying? Anything interesting? Just going off on random temperature rants.
I mean,
Well,
it
it was
does.
really hot here. Now it's raining again. So there you go.
Damn.
That's Canadian weather in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
What are you saying, John? It's warm for you
And it
today.
could-
You said.
It is. Well, it's nice today. It's really, it's mid. You know what I mean? Like right in the middle.
Mhm.
Like if you go outside and you're working a bunch, you're gonna get warm. But
Mids.
otherwise, sitting out on the deck.
Mid's like a
boom.
glass farm weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, it's nice. It's nice out today, man. I love it today.
Ain't that shocking, man? Having kids work at your fucking cannabis farm like that. You got fucking
Yeah.
walking in. You got kids there with scissors trimming weed.
Well,
Must be
especially for an
fun.
operation of that size, too.
Yeah.
It's like
Right.
you could probably afford to have like, I don't know, workers with worker rights and shit, but no, you want to employ
Right.
children instead.
Bad, man. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
They better get some hefty
Makes no
fucking fines
sense.
for that shit. But they won't. I don't think they will. You know,
No, they probably won't. Like,
no.
yeah.
Disgusting.
I
man.
don't know how that all works, but
I know how it
I
works.
mean,
it
kids
involves
that
envelopes.
age can work, right? Like
Mhm,
I had a job when I was 13, 14 years old, man.
That's true.
mhm.
Yeah.
You know, so kids that age can work. However, there are like regulations and restrictions on what they can do.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Right.
those kids shouldn't be running like a bud trimmer by any means. You know, like when I was young, I couldn't operate a mixer, dude.
Yeah.
Like a mixer for baking stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the big ones, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a big stand
Like in a
mixers, you know?
like in a bakery or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
yeah.
like, you're going to get these young kids to work in a brewery. Would you feel the same about that?
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't think people, if they're not old enough to consume the product, they shouldn't be old enough to be working with it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
See, and that was brought up by people too. It's like I understand that kids can work on farms and you know whatever, etc. But this is like a cannabis regulated product that you have to be a specific age to use. You know what I mean?
Fucking
So-
Rodzilla there in the chat. He said, right? He said, it's hot in the UK. If it's hot in the UK, they would have colder beer. So was he listening to the start of the show when I said my freezer's broken? My freezer, I can't
Right.
have colder beer, bro. You know how much you're taking a piss out of me right now? Bro? Bro?
I didn't even see that comment.
You know what I'm saying? I just have to have fridge cold beer. I mean, it's cold. Sure, it's cold.
Oh,
but it's not
that's
like fucking cold, man.
ice
Jeez.
cold.
Gosh.
Yeah, ice
Thanks
cold.
for that, Rodzilla. Thanks for that.
Yeah, nice
Gosh.
cold beer in the summer. It's something about that hits different.
It really does. It's so
Yeah.
nice, man. But yeah, my freezer's
Viking, what a
broken.
burn.
Damn. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Gotta get that shit fixed, man. And I hope it is
Yeah.
fixed, because if this is the fix, then it's only cost me 30 quid. But if this isn't the fix, then it's gonna cost me fucking 500-600 quid to replace the fridge, man.
Yeah.
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 Don't want that.
No.
You know what probably would have helped?
Hmm.
If you'd had AC to cool your house down. So
Yeah,
your
fuck
fridge
you,
didn't have
John.
to work so hard.
Fuck you, John. I even had my boy going on at the wife yesterday, like, let's get aircon. It's only gonna be £500. I'm like, only gonna be £500? Where's this kid get money? You know?
Where the hell are you? Does it actually cost that much?
Well,
To
to
buy
get
an
it and then have it
air conditioner there?
installed, to get a proper one. I don't want one of these
Oh yeah, you
small
guys and your
ones.
damn installed shit. What?
Yeah, you gotta have an installed one, man. Jesus, they gotta have a good
We
one.
just pop a window, slap it in there, shut the window, turn it
The
on.
old window banger.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
see
I
now,
got
look
one
at
right
Margaret.
here.
She's already got stigma to the window banger.
I'm
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what they
sitting-
call them.
I'm sitting
That's what they call
6
them.
feet from mine, bro. It's right there. How's it
Does
going?
it work well? Does it make
Honestly,
yeah.
though, my ex used he still does it, but he does HVAC, heating and air conditioning and stuff. And
Yeah.
like, if you have an air conditioner installed with your furnace, they're pretty expensive. Like,
Mhm.
not
Yeah.
everybody can afford AC.
Yeah,
You're getting-
central air is not cheap, man.
Yeah, like you're looking at a few thousand to have AC
Yeah.
installed,
Yeah.
which is why a lot of people do like the window units and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Window
Mhm.
shaker.
Yeah, the window shaker.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then that's another thing. It's like you'd use it for about 2 or 3 weeks of the whole year, and then it'll be turned off.
For you, maybe.
We're getting good
Yeah.
use of the AC this year.
Yeah,
Actually.
for
Some
sure.
years not so much, but I like to have the windows open when I can. But it's been hot
Yeah.
this summer.
One day
so-
I'll get one. I swear. One day I'll twist her arm enough. Not physically, everybody. Calm down. And I'll be like, we actually will have an AC, because I would love an AC. So, because I like the heat. Don't get me wrong. But at night when I'm trying to sleep, to have that nice, cool, crisp air, man. Because there's certain crisp niceness to air-conditioned air, I find.
Yeah.
It is nice for sleeping. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to sleep when it's really hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the cost of
Yeah.
electricity, fucking just imagine how much it is to run one of those things in the UK. You pay stupid money.
I don't know. In the UK,
Yeah.
it is probably crazy.
Probably cheaper
What'd
to
you
just
say
go
you
get
guys
a night
pay
in the.
A
I don't
kilowatt?
even know. I don't even know. Because there's not just a kilowatt charge, we get paid the standing charge as well. Where it's just because it's plugged up to the grid, you have to pay a certain amount every day.
Delivery charges, that's what they like to call them here. It's
Right.
like, that's the delivery charge.
Like,
And you're like, doesn't that come with the service? Like, come
you know what I
on.
mean?
Yeah.
It should be with the bill.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
proper fucking us over, aren't they? They don't even. They
Always.
don't even care, man.
Always.
And then they just gaslight us all the time and say, "What list? Who's Epstein?"
That's
You know,
pretty much it.
Yeah, that triggered me this week, man. That triggered me. That motherfucking shit. Dude.
I think that's triggered a lot of people, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're like,
Yeah.
come on. Come on, bro. We know what you're doing.
Yeah. Are you still talking about
Really,
Jeffrey
$1,000
Epstein?
a month. You're out of your
This
mind.
creep? So fuck up. You were talking about him last week. What are you even? Look, I'm going on the fucking thing.
I have heard the take, if I may, that obviously a lot of people are like, what the hell about this list? Because it's so obvious to everyone. But what they're actually signaling to their rich friends is that we will protect you at all costs. That's what they're actually doing with this whole thing.
Interesting. It's possible.
be.
Nothing surprises me. Fucking politicians.
Yeah.
They're all corrupt fuckers.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
let's not do that tangent again. Yeah, that fucking list. We're talking about that. You know. Yeah, we need to do
Oh,
a whole episode just on that. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Billy's gone quiet there. You all right, Billy?
Yeah, man. Just having a drink and a smoke.
Sweet.
Mhm.
Just not even getting involved in that conversation. Hey, Billy.
No, I better keep quiet, mate, or we get flagged left, right, and centre.
That's right. But save it for the Airstrip 1. Yeah, you need to get an Airstrip 1 special fired up for this one, Billy.
Yeah.
Sweet shit, man.
Ooh, there you go.
Mm-hmm. But anyway,
Do
let's
it,
should we everybody got a drink? Anybody who needs to
said
run off
that?
get a drink before we
I
go?
said it. I said
You
it,
said
Margaret.
it?
Have you
Oh
seen
my
those
God.
goddamn videos?
Ah! Yes!
fucking love
I'm
it.
waiting. I've been waiting
it,
for so
lady.
long for somebody to fucking get it. Nobody
Do it,
gets
lady.
it. John,
But
you
what-
get it.
What is
Love
it?
that.
What were you even talking
Oh,
about?
Shit. It's
She got well
chit.
excited then, wasn't she?
Look
Hey,
up chit.
Margaret
Look
was
up, go
well
to
on one
YouTube
then.
or something. Look up chit.
Yeah, what's the guy's name that? Oh,
I don't
it's
remember
like-
the guy's name, but it's Chit is
It's
the
Jay
guy.
Renshaw.
I know his
or
name.
something.
I know his name. Bridget Macron.
No, no.
Oh, you're
Do
talking about somebody
what?
else.
All
Sorry.
of it. Do it, lady.
Success.
Like it's your birthday.
Oh my
I
God,
fucking
I'm
love
so
that guy
glad
and his haircut, bro.
I've been trying to get
Oh.
my kids to like watch it, and they're like, "Mom," I'm like, it's the latest like viral TikTok sensation, and it's the best.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Everybody's doing it. It's hilarious. And I watch like regular people when they do it,
I
you know?
know.
Oh
It's the
my
best. Do it, lady.
God, man.
Wow.
Oh,
Feel left out of the joke here. You got to send me some links
oh
later.
Google,
fuck.
look at it right now. You
Yes,
should put
do
it,
it.
you should
Do
put
it,
it
lady.
on the stream. Do it, lady.
Anyway,
Do it.
so we should talk about the Grow Guides. Are you ready for Grow Guides? Has everybody got a drink? That
Nancy.
did
I'm
anybody
sure
need-
I am now.
Cool.
Yeah,
We got a
Fired
drink.
up.
we're good. We're
Everybody good?
Yeah.
Let's do it then.
Awesome,
Let's go
Margaret. I'm
Grow
high-fiving
Guides.
Yeah.
Episode 50. That's quite an achievement there, everybody.
50.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
I mean, 50 episodes, each one covering a different kind of topic to be related to growing cannabis. That's a shitload of information. You know, at least 40 minutes per episode, probably an hour on average for each one. That is a shitload of information that's available out there
Yeah.
for everybody to learn how to grow their own. Everything you need to know is right there in that series now, I feel. And there's definitely not much we're missing. And if we are missing it, then it's just minor things, man. So I wanted to recap everything for episode 50. You know, not go through each episode because we'll be here for fucking hours. But just recap the whole growing process, just to sum it up into one episode on how to grow, you know, what's going to happen through the process and all that kind of stuff. And then we can refer you to the episodes if you want to know more about a specific section of the growing process as well. But yeah, man, 50 episodes. Yeah, that's a whole lot of shit. Damn.
We've come full circle.
Yeah, I think
Now it's
so.
on
I think so.
Horizon.
You know, it's going to be difficult to find out because we can always cover loads of different questions, and I think that's what we're going to do in the Grow Guides going forward from here. Is rather than spend 40 to 50 minutes covering a single topic, we're going to do like 5 to 10, maybe 15 minutes on little things that people send in, like an extended listener mail. So rather than just quickly answering a question over a couple of minutes, go into more detail and fill them in, and you know, just have more of a varied thing in the show rather than one singular topic. I'm thinking that maybe it will happen. I think we should try it out at least and see how that goes. But for now,
I like
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Growing cannabis then. Has anybody grown cannabis before?
I mean, I've dabbled,
cannabis?
Mackie.
What is
Here
cannabis?
and
Yeah.
there. Here
Gosh.
and there.
Gosh. So
I threw some seeds off my step once.
what happened? Did the magpies get it?
Yeah, it just didn't work out.
Fuckers. Little fuckers. Yeah, so cannabis is reasonably easy, and we'll start at the very beginning. And if you went to like episode 1, we would cover this specific topic about planning your grow. That's the first thing you're gonna do. John, do you want to talk about talking about? Fuck.
Talk about
John,
talking about
you know,
it.
yeah. Anyway, yeah. So you want to talk
All
about planning your grow?
Yeah, let's hit this.
Do it, lady.
Oh, I am making a shirt. I've got to make that shirt, man. Oh shit, he's my spirit animal right
I
now.
know.
I'm serious. Okay, so planning your grow. What it is. Before anything goes in a pot, you need to plan your grow, set up around your space, and budget goals, and of course your legal situation. You know.
Yeah.
Why it matters. Proper planning saves money, reduces mistakes, and ensures you don't miss a key component like airflow or odor control, etc.
Does everybody know that saying? What is it? The 7 P's: prior planning and preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Listen,
I did not actually.
I'm still
Right.
going to English school. Okay.
Oh,
We don't
right,
wanna
right.
Throw that at me right
That's
now.
on week 3.
Yes. Jesus Christ. So what we need to decide: are we growing indoor or outdoor? How many plants we are going to grow, or how many you can grow? Let's say you're going to grow photo period or auto flower. What's your budget for equipment and your running costs? And grow tent or room. Are you growing in a tent? Or are you going to make a flower room or a bedroom for yourself? And your legal limitations in your area, your state, your country, your province,
Jurisdiction.
what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sons of bitches.
So, and we cover this really well in the first episode of Planning Your Grow, because we explain the best thing to do is figure out how much cannabis you actually use every week, times that by 16, and then that's how much cannabis you need to grow. And if you're growing normal plants, let's say on average, you're going to grow between 4 or 5 ounces per plant. So you can kind of get some kind of idea about how many plants you need to grow, and then you can figure out how much space you need to grow that many plants and how many lights you need and all that kind of stuff. So that's the first thing you need to figure out. When you're planning the grow, figure out how much do you use, so how much should you grow, and then add a little bit extra, because you're going to be smoking a bit more. You might want to make some hash, some edibles, so you want to have that little bit extra as well.
There could be a little bit of a problem, and you might need to have that extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's better to have too much than not enough, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so when you're planning to grow, bear that in mind, everybody. Figure out how much you need to grow. Add an extra 10-20% just to cover up for any difficulties you might have along the way. It's better to have too much than not enough, like we said there. So, yeah, bear that in mind when you're planning the grow. Yeah. So, and, of course, if you need to go into more detail in that, if you want to, because we have another episode which is like 50 minutes, an hour long, that's just specifically about all the finer details of planning your grow. So head to the start of the series there. It's like episode 1. Easy to find over on the website, highandhomegrown.com/grow guides. If you go there, there's a player that has episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes through everything from there. So you can just go there and press play if you wanted to.
You're just making it easy for everybody.
Yeah, it is really easy for everybody now.
Yeah.
When I first started growing cannabis, you know how much I would love to have had a resource like this.
Yeah.
You just be able to go step by step. Jesus.
Just sitting there scouring YouTube.
You know, it's like, oh no, these guys have just all put it right here for us. And at the same time, I can just listen while I'm going out there. I'm gardening, doing the shopping, walking the dogs, going for a morning run, that kind of thing. Put the fucking episode on, learn some shit while you're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, so once you figured out how many plants you're going to grow, where you're going to grow it, what type you're going to grow, when you've planned out the grow, you know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to have to figure out what kind of equipment you're going to need throughout the grow. Do you want to cover that one, Margaret? You want to talk about equipment?
Yeah, I mean, this is more if you're growing indoors, because outdoors you require a lot less equipment. But if you're doing indoor, you're going to want a grow tent or your room with some kind of light proofing. Your grow light, a ventilation system like your fan, carbon filter, intake and exhaust, a thermometer and a hygrometer, humidifier, dehumidifier if needed, your actual medium that you're going to be using, whether that's soil, cocoa, or hydro setup, your fabric pots or net cups, nutrients, depending on what kind of soil medium rather that you've chosen. And of course, you can always spend money on extras like pH and EC meters, training gear like ties, netting, that kind of thing, timers for lights, beneficial microbes. Did I leave anything out?
No, I think that. There's always something left out, of course, but jugs, for pouring water in there. It depends on so many things.
Sprayer, maybe.
Yeah.
That's the basic stuff. I mean, with that,
yeah.
Grow tent light with the ventilation, you're pretty much good to go. Then you just need stuff to put plants in. And, you obviously going to need pot for that. You're going to need medium. That goes without saying. It depends on what medium you've picked. And again, all this is covered in previous episodes as well, everybody. What equipment you're going to need is broken down into one episode, and then what you're going to need for your grow medium. And it's all broken down for you in this series. So if you do have any questions about any of this, just go and find the episode. And it's early in the list on the highandhomegrown.com/grow guides page. So if you want to go there and just check out that shit, it's got all the information there. But yeah, make your plan, figure out how much you need to grow and what kind of setup you're going to be looking at, and then get the plan for the actual setup you're going to get, and then you're good to go. From there, get all that shit in, and it's time to start growing. But before you do begin, you have to figure out what kind of plants you're going to grow. I know you're going to be growing cannabis plants, but there's loads of different types of cannabis plants, and you have to figure out which one is going to be the best for you. So you have to choose the right seeds and shit. You want to talk about that one, Billy? You want to talk about seeds?
Yeah, man, no problem. Well, seeds is probably an awkward thing to do, really, because you've got so many choices now. It's
it's really
originally we had like 5 to 10 strains.
You know what I mean? Northern Lights, White Widow, Big Butter Blue Cheese.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
just a few different ones,
poison and stuff like that. Yeah. So I mean, but now you've got like 5 to 10,000 seeds to choose from. So really, what you want to find first of all is what sort of environment are you growing in? Do you want short plants? Do you want tall plants? Are you going for THC, for CBD? Do you want
Because
just
that's another thing as well,
feminized?
isn't it? Back in the day, we only had THC strains, and
Yeah,
then we got
exactly. Yeah.
THC strains and CBD strains, and now we even have THC and CBD put together in the same strain.
Yeah. So
Wow,
like
man.
1-to-1
So
ratios and
fucking
all of
lucky,
that.
bro.
So,
Shit.
yeah. So obviously you need to find reputable breeders and stuff, so shit like that. You need to decide: are you going for feminized? Are you going for? Are you going to have photo
Regulars.
periods? Are you going to have auto flowers? Are you going to have regulars? So these are all the decisions you need to make alongside what sort of equipment you're going to get as well. So you sort of have to have a half a mind on your seeds while you're getting your equipment. It's a part of the thing. So, but most that's what you've got to make sure that your genetics match your environment is what you're looking for here, really. So obviously you want indicas if you've got a small tent, or if you've got a big tent and you want to grow some big THCs, then how many are you going to have in there? Are you going to have 4 big tall THCs, or what? Are you going to do auto flowers?
That's right, man.
So this is where you need to make your decisions on seeds on your environment. So they're like a dual thing to think about at the same time, as far as I'm concerned. So because the seed you're growing could then affect your environment, or your environment could then affect your seeds you're growing. So that's sort of got to be kept in mind there. But spreading your seed is always important.
Jesus, Billy. Jesus. Yeah, so yeah, I caught it there. Gosh. But yeah, it's all part of the planning, isn't it? You got to decide on what strain you want as well. So put all this down into the planning, get the equipment in, figure out what seed you're gonna, and of course, as I said, all of this we have episodes specifically for these sections. So if you want to figure out what strain you want to have and what's going to be best for you for your specific conditions, then we have an episode for that as well. That's also in the grow guides there in one of these 50 episodes. Just go have a look, find this episode about choosing the correct strain for you, and get all the information you need there in that episode as well, because we've got about an hour of talk just how to pick the right strain, where to get them from, what seed banks, if you should get THC or CBD or a joint, you know, a mixed THC CBD strain. There's so many options out there nowadays. So, and that episode will help you pick which is going to be best for your specific conditions as well. So you've got your gear in. You got all the equipment set up. You got your fans, you got your lights, you got your tent, you got extractors, got the pots. You figured out what medium you're growing in. You got your seeds, and now you have to set all that shit up and germinate some seeds, which isn't very difficult to do, really. And there's a few different ways to do it as well. People like to use this paper towel method. And again, we have an episode just on germinating seeds as well. So all this is explained in more details in the germinating cannabis seeds episode. I think it's like episode 4 or 5. It's way in the early stages. So go and check that out if you wanted to know more. But you can just put them in between, like get a saucer or some kind of tray that's going to hold a piece of tissue paper or kitchen roll. And you put a piece of kitchen roll down on the saucer. Pour some water on it, and then pour all the water off it so it's all dripped away and it's just a wet paper towel on this saucer. Put your seeds on that, then put another dry paper towel on top of that, and that will absorb the water from the bottom. And that seems to be a nice field capacity there, where it's just the right amount of water in between the seeds. Cover that in saran wrap or cling film, as we call it here. Make sure it's airtight so no water's escaping, and just put it somewhere for 24 hours, maybe 48. And then eventually a tail's going to pop out of it. You're going to plant that in the soil. I personally just like to just put it straight in the cocoa. I get feminized seeds, so I just put that shit straight in the cocoa, 0.5 centimeter deep, nothing too crazy, and then just put a plastic cup over the top of it. And you just wait a few days, and it will sprout in like 3 to 5 days. As I said, there's a whole episode on the germinating seeds thing. Really easy to do. It's only going to take a few days. It is just much easier than you expect. So give it a shot. Get your seeds. Once you figure out which ones you're getting, make sure you're germinating them. And you can either do it, as I said there, in the paper towel method and then plant that into your medium. Or if you're using mediums like cocoa hydroponics, you can just go straight into the medium. Just to try and avoid going straight into the medium if you're using like a strong soil, because sometimes the seed will sprout and then the taproot will come out, get to the soil, and it'll be far too hot. It's called when there's too much nutrients in the soil, and it can shock the seed and just kill it straight there. So in those circumstances, you might want to go into a small cocoa pot first, and then when it has enough roots, go into the soil. You know, again, this is all explained in more detail over on the germinating cannabis seeds episode of Iron Homegrown. So check that out if you want to know more about that. But after some germination, it's going to move into this seedling stage. You want to talk about seedling stage, John?
Yeah. So they're babies. You got to take care of them, right? So we're going to want gentle light, 50 to 100 ppfd. If you don't have something to measure that, which can be expensive, just keep your lights low, man.
Keep your lights high.
Warm.
Well, yeah, high up, and
Well,
if you got an
low,
LED, you could dial down, put it
yeah,
on like 20%,
high up,
20%,
low,
30%.
yeah, low, dim them. Sorry, my bad. I should have used the word dim.
That's right.
Warm
For somebody who gets
temps.
triggered by the word "to" instead of "also," I expected
also.
more from you, John. You know.
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm only first week in. Okay, I'm trying. Come. Bad John. Bad John. Okay. Warm temps, 23 to 26 C, so 80. I don't know, 70. What does that work out to be? 70.
Yeah, let's say 80. 80.
Yeah, right around 80-ish. Yeah, yeah. We want to keep our humidity high, 70 to 80%, and you do not want to overwater.
That's
You
right.
don't want to drown them right out the gate. They're not gonna like that. They're gonna die.
Because in them early stages, you want lots of oxygen getting to the roots, but also that's how the roots expand as well. They're looking for a little bit more water, so you want to make them work for it a bit, so they have to actually try for it. You know, especially in soil. You know, don't overwater in the soil. When you're in hydro mediums, things are a little bit different. You know, then you can't really overwater. Then, you know, if you're in DWC, it's all water. You know, so it's going to be difficult to overwater in that. Just make sure you get your air stone on and shit like that. But that's covered in the hydro section. So as I say, all of this information we're covering here is all in these episodes which we've done already. So for more details, make sure you go and check out those specific episodes. But how long's germination stage, the seedling stage last? When do you say that your plants are out of seedling and going into vegetation, John? What's your stage?
I don't really.
After I've chopped them.
Really? Is that long for you?
Yeah, that's when I decide that it's out of seedling into vegging.
You top at third, fourth node?
Me, I'm a couple of weeks. I figure once they've got a couple, once they've got a couple good leaves on them, then I consider them on a seedling stage, and then I consider it veg, and
that's what I think.
When I start feeding them.
When you see the true leaves grow rather than the cataloidums, you know, when you see the true leaves grow, then I consider that when veg is starting. What about you, Margaret? When do you consider you plant this in veg rather than seedling stage?
When they have some leaves on them and they seem big enough.
Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks maybe. I think that would be fair.
Yeah.
Depending on the strain and the conditions and shit like that. And then it heads into vegetative growth, which is for you, Mark. You want to talk about vegging?
Yeah. So that's when you're going to switch to your 18/6 light cycle, or 24, or I guess you can do 24 hours a day if you're doing autos.
Yeah.
I'm against that.
You're going to want to have a steady feeding schedule, and this is when you're going to do some of your training and topping. Monitor your humidity at around 50 to 70% and VPD, so that you can encourage strong roots and branching. And then some of the common mistakes here would be overwatering, not enough airflow, too much light too early, or skipping training altogether.
Yeah, skipping training altogether is especially if you're growing indoors. You need to do some topping and training, everybody. You need to be prepared for that. You know, it's an important factor.
Especially if you're growing a tall plant.
Yeah, well, even ordinary sized cannabis plants, when you're growing indoors, you're in a tent and you got your LED lights and shit, and you got carbon filter above that. There's just not enough space to just let a plant grow with no training. I found in all of the plants I've ever grown, which is it's a lot. It's a lot of plants, man. It's got to be over 100 plants that I've grown throughout all my years, and there's only one which I didn't top, and that was an accident. And it grows so ridiculously fucking tall. It was just like, top your plants, man. Especially if you're outdoors, different story. You know what I mean? But I feel as if just topping the plant once is it's a must when you're growing indoors. And it's not just for cannabis plants. There's loads of other plants out there in normal agriculture that do get topped as well because it releases certain hormones. Again, we have an episode specifically about this shit, but just about topping and training and LST. We have all of this in individual episodes. Check those out. Sorry, John.
I usually don't top my autos. It
Really?
depends. Like if I've grown it and I know it's a taller auto, I'll top it, But otherwise I don't, because I I don't know. I feel like I just kind of train them out a little bit, right? That's usually all I do when I do.
You don't need much. You don't need much, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so some training techniques you can use here. There's topping and fimming, which we've explained in an episode. We also have a whole episode on LST, which is low stress training, where you're just growing the plant out, tying little bits down, bending them in certain places to try and extend the canopy. We have the screen of green, the scrog, it's also known as, or the sea of green, where we have an episode specifically on that as well, where that's training the plant into a screen of like a grid, which some people do, or just growing a shitload of plants in a small space. Yeah, with a sea of green there. You got super cropping, which is an option, and this is where you break a stem and then tie it down. Apparently that helps it grow really fast, but you know, I don't like that method too much. Defoliation is an important thing as well. Again, we have an episode on that. Yeah, you just when to defoliate and how to do so. And this is where you're just getting rid of the lower growth that's not really going to turn into anything nice, so the plant can focus all of its energies on the top part of the plant there, where the good leaves and the good buds grow. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we have an episode on that as well. Training is so important for when you're growing indoors. So far, you know, you've got your equipment in, and then you've got the seeds in that you want to grow. You figured out what strain you want to grow. Then you've germinated those seeds. You've let them grow for a bit. And then it goes into the vegetative stage. So you've vegged them out a little bit on 18-6 for the lights. Done some topping and training to try and get the best out of their growth situation. Don't let them grow too tall. Make them grow outwards as much as possible. And then at some point, when the tent is like 3/4 full, you're going to flip them to flower, is what it's called. Billy, you want to talk about flowering plants?
Yep. So the flowering stage, as Macky said, if you've got photo periods, you need to flip them so they're under 12 light, so it triggers the flowering stage. But obviously, if you've got autos, then you just need to sit there and watch them do it themselves. And if your autos haven't started flowering by now, you'd be thinking, fuck, what have I done?
They sent me the wrong seeds.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, so flowering stage, obviously you want to lower humidity so you don't get mold, especially towards the end of the flowering period. This is where the VPD, everyone gets proper anal about their VPDs, and I just think that's just a disease you get, to be honest.
Or doing anal.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Basically, yeah.
Oh my.
Billy said anal. Gosh, it wasn't me.
So obviously you want more light intensity, so this is where the LEDs and all that come into play. So and also during flowering stages is where you watch for the stretch of the plant. So obviously you try and keep it trained down if you're training, doing your scrog and all that. This is where you would need to be on it twice a day in some cases, keeping it all pushed down. Obviously maintain a clean airflow to prevent the mold, especially near the end when all your plants are densing up and there's less room in your tent. So it depends on the size of your tent as well, obviously, and the size of your plants. So the flowering stage is probably the most important stage, really, isn't it? Getting all your flowers sorted. So making sure that your mold isn't there towards the end is about the main thing you really want to worry about. But apart from that, I don't really care about everything else because I know my LED's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with my flowering stage.
Yeah, man.
And that's the point where your pupper's going to be going, and you're going to be thinking, have I done anything wrong? This is the stage where you go real like, oh shit, I hope nothing goes wrong stage.
Yeah,
especially at the end. The last 2 weeks, you're pulling
2
your hair
weeks?
out, something chronic.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's it. Scary when the buds are like fully formed. You're just waiting for them to ripen at the end, and they're just more susceptible to mold and shit at this point. They stink extra, so they're easily foundable if you're growing illegally and shit. You know, it all matters, man. And this again, we covered every single one of these different subjects. We have a specific episode just for flowering. We have a specific episode on how to keep the smell down and things like that. So all of this is all covered throughout the growth series, everybody. So if you have any more questions, you can either ask us over on Percy'sGrowroom.com, or you can head back to one of these episodes on the highandhomegrown.com website as well, and just listen to the specific episode you need. And there's, as I say, at least 40 minutes to an hour of each topic we have here covered over on those episodes. So yeah, we cover a lot of detail on flowering because it's an important stage of the growth. And then after the flowering episode, we come to a point where the plants are they're just about finished. They need to be harvested. Do you want to talk about harvesting, John? Some people's favorite part. It depends on the whole trimming thing. Depends how sadistic you are.
I was gonna
You know?
I
say.
know how
I was
John
gonna say,
feels.
well, yeah. I mean, I feel like this is most people's favorite part is the harvest when you get to collect your bounty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what you're looking for is you're looking for your pistils to be mostly orange or brown. Trichomes should be cloudy with some amber. Myself, I prefer to go about 10% amber. That's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
me.
That seems to be the way
Yeah,
everybody goes. Yeah, 90% cloudy, 10%
yeah,
amber. Mhm.
yeah. And your calyxes should be swollen up. They should just be nice and plump.
Yeah, this
And
is
your
when this is when loads of people run over to the forum and they're like, "Oh my god, I think my plant's hermid. Is this a
Yeah,
male
yeah.
ball sack?" And it's like, "No, it's
Yeah.
just a calyx, man. It's all good. Don't worry."
Yeah.
And I've wondered
I've seen
sometimes,
some that are just ridiculously
Mm-hmm.
huge.
swollen.
Just a
yeah.
mutant. It's
Well, I've wondered in
crazy,
the
man.
past, like how many people out there haven't come to the forum and just seen these calyxes and thought, "Oh wow, plant's
And just
hermid.
threw a
I'm
plant?
chopping it down," and just killed perfectly
Oh, boy.
healthy cannabis plants because they didn't know the difference between a calyx and a male
Right,
part. You know.
right,
Shame.
right.
Check first, everybody.
Sad,
Sorry,
sad,
John. Yes,
sad.
harvesting.
So, and also, when you're harvesting, your plants have really stopped drinking. You're gonna notice that right
Mhm.
off, right off the hop. And you're gonna want to flush your plants with plain water 1 to 2 weeks before harvest, unless organic, where a long flush may not be needed.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Flush your plants. Some
I don't
people
know.
do flush, some people don't. We've done a whole episode on that as well.
Yeah, yeah. Billy, do you flush in soil? I don't know if I've asked you
No.
that before.
No,
No?
no.
I didn't think
I-
so. I was gonna say I don't think people really flush in soil, but
Is
I
it-
don't
Flushing
think-
is a controversial one. Some people swear by it, and I have
Mhm.
harvested plants with no flush before, and they've been absolutely fine. And my opinion seems to be more based around just feeding them properly. If they're overfed for the whole growth cycle, then yeah, you might want to flush them. But if you feed them properly and give them the right amount, there's not going to be too much shit stored up in there. And drying and curing is more important than flushing, I think. If you dry and cure properly with a long amount of time, then all the shit's going to be broken up inside the plant. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. I
And you
do
should
prefer
already
to
be
flush for a
dialing it
week.
back by then, anyways.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
that's
what I mean?
it.
You should
Yeah,
be dropping it off by
because
the
the
time
plant
you
stops
get to
drinking so
harvest.
much. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know. So you just have to you have to figure out what's right for you here, everybody. Do you want to flush for 2 weeks, make the plant fucking hungry, unhealthy, stressed, perceptible to mold, or do you want to keep it happy and healthy? Again, we cover all of this kind of shit in the flushing episode. So you know, if you want to know more about the whole flushing process, then do check that episode out. It's interesting. It's a controversial topic.
My consensus is the plant is gonna do what it's gonna do regardless of what you do, or if you flush or not. You know what I mean? Like the plant's gonna eat or drink or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just don't overfeed them, and they should be all right. But
Yep.
that's my opinion. But once your plant is ready for harvest, you're going to chop that sucker down, and you're going to trim it, and then these drying and curing. This is the last stage of the growth cycle, really. Do you want to talk about drying and curing there, Margaret?
Yeah, this is the fun part. You're getting closer to being able to consume it. So for the drying, you are going to hang the whole plant or branches, depending on how you do it. You want to keep it around 18 to 22 degrees Celsius if you can. 50 to 60%. What's RH?
Room humidity.
Relative humidity, right?
Or is it
right.
relative humidity? I don't know. I always call
Yeah.
it room humidity.
Yeah.
Anyway, because that's essentially what it is.
Darkness and airflow. And you're going to want to dry for 7 to 14 days until those stems do the nice little snap.
That's right.
And then,
I'm on 13 days right now.
ooh,
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's going to be
just
some
stay
nice
away.
weed. And even with this, well, you
Yeah.
got aircon, aren't you? So even though it's hot, you can still maintain
Yeah.
the temperature and keep it good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's going.
And you
Nice,
could
man.
probably sample it at that point, but you're also
Yeah.
going to want to cure it. And this is when you're going to trim your bud and jar them loosely. And then you're going to want to burp those jars for the first couple of weeks, couple times a day for the first couple of weeks. And then you're going to do it weekly, store it in a nice, cool, dark place. And that's going to improve the smoothness, flavor, and potency. And of course, you can save that trim for hash or edibles. So don't throw it
Save
away.
it.
It's still useful.
That shouldn't
That's
even be
right.
optional.
If it's got
Right.
crystals on it, any kind of sugar, save it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also when you trim your buds, everybody samples, right? Like, am I the only one that samples, or does everybody else sample also?
There's no way you're the only one.
Yeah, it can't be.
Yeah.
But I don't hear everybody going, yeah, me, I do it over here. Yeah. Every time.
Well, yeah, when it's dry, you don't necessarily need to cure it. It's good to cure it, and the longer you
Oh,
cure it,
yeah.
the better. But yeah, once it's dry, put that shit in some paper, man. Fire that
Yeah.
shit up.
Try it out.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
Get a
saying?
nice first little taste and see how she is.
Mhm. And it will just improve
Yeah.
after that. It's still going to be good shit, but it's just going to improve as the cure goes on.
Yeah.
Damn.
Billy's over there making finger hash when he's trimming. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Keeping their fingers busy. Nice, Billy.
Yeah.
So along with all this shit, because that's the whole grow there, right? And it's pretty simple, really. When you first get into it, because you don't know anything about growing cannabis so far, it's going to seem like a really confusing hobby with so many different things you have to do. But essentially, it's really fucking easy, man. Once you get the basics down, you're going to be able to grow high quality cannabis better than this shit which you've been buying from dispensaries or the street for all these years. Your own homegrown will be the best cannabis you've ever had, because it's just high quality shit. You've cared for it, you know. So it's easy to do, and yeah, you know, everybody should be doing this shit. If you enjoy cannabis, you should be growing some of your own, man. Legal or not, fuck those motherfuckers. Grow your fucking weed, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't let these motherfuckers. Oh no, it's illegal. You shouldn't grow. Fuck that. Fuck that. It shouldn't be illegal in the first place. So if you want to do this, do it. Just we've got an episode specifically on that as well, about, you know, not getting caught by growing, by following the free rules and shit. So check that episode out as well. If you're growing illegally, then just go and check out that, get some advice on that, because you're not doing anything wrong by growing any cannabis. Just get on that shit and do it. But there's some things you need to bear in mind as well as you're doing this grow. When you talk about root health, which is what we covered last week, you talk about keeping healthy roots and shit like that. But depending on what grow medium you've chosen, it's going to depend on what pH you're going to keep your plants at, which is important. This is one of the biggest issues. One of the biggest problems we find when people start growing is they don't understand. It's one of the problems one of the mistakes I made when I first started growing. When I moved from DWC, I wanted to go into soil. So I went to the grow shop, I got some soil, and I brought it back, and my plants weren't happy. They were just looking ill. And then I found out that I wasn't actually growing in soil. I was growing in something that looks like soil, called cocoa. And so it wasn't the fucking same. So my plants weren't fucking fed properly. The pH was off and all this shit. So you have to make sure you're using the correct pH for the medium you're growing in. So make sure you get that right. You want to talk about the pH cycle there, Billy? Is that down to you?
Yeah, man. So basically, the pH again is something you need to check on quite a lot, especially if you're using fucking
Hydro.
cocoa and hydro.
Mm-hmm.
Very important. So basically, your pH range depends on the medium a lot. So soil obviously need to be between 6 and 7. You should test what you've got and you're putting in, really, but most people after they've tested don't really bother, because
After a few waterings, it's the same,
Yeah.
isn't it? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter too much. But with your cocoa hydro, it says 5.5 to 6.2. But again, this is something you need to make sure that the meters you're using are working correctly and are reading correctly as well, because if you measure it and you're getting the wrong readings, it could really fuck up your growth. Especially if you get a very acid one, then basically kill your plants very, very quickly, and there ain't no recovering sometimes as well. So the pH is probably the most important for cocoa hydro, because that's
it definitely is, man. If your pH isn't correct, your plant's not eating properly.
Yeah, it's gonna kill it pretty much straight away as well.
And then, for lack of repeating myself there, everybody, just saying, we have an episode on this as well. pH and EC is covered in great detail in an episode of its own, so check that out. That's in the grow guides too. So if you want to know more about this stuff, do check that out. But sorry, Billy, carry on.
Yeah, so basically you'd use your EC meter to avoid any overfeeding issues and things like that, because you want to keep that down. Avoid overwatering as well, because you need the roots to get oxygen and that as well, so don't saturate too much. Sometimes I do lose some of my seedlings with that, to be honest. So you using enzymes and microbes as well to keep your roots healthy to start off with is important. So good healthy root system is important. But yeah, the main thing is your pH for cocoa and hydro is make sure that your equipment is actually reading the right reading, really.
Yeah. That's it. It's important, man. The pH is far more important than people give it, because there's some people who grow in soil and they're like, I don't even need to check the pH. It's cool. Don't listen to that shit. Check the fucking pH, man. Make sure it's just within the right range. I think it's crazy because people go on like, oh, soil doesn't need checking for pH. It's absolutely fine. And it's like back in the day, back in the 80s and shit, right? Everybody was scared. Like all the forests are dying because acid rain. Acid rain.
Right.
Because acidic water is not good for plants, bro.
Right.
So if you're giving your fucking plants water that's 8.0 pH, it's acidic as fuck, that's going to have an effect on what the plant's eating. So you just make sure it's in the right place, man. It's just better to just check that shit and be sure. You know, and some soils would have some lime in it to keep it balanced and things like that. But it's not going to last forever. You want to just keep it balanced. Make sure it's in the right pH. EC, a little bit more important when it comes to growing in hydroponic mediums, but nowhere near as important as pH. You know, it's good to have, but you don't necessarily need it if you first grow. Again, all this is explained in the pH and EC episode as well. So make sure you check it on that pH. I think it's far more important than people give credit for. But that's the number one problem which we find when people have issues with their grow. But the next one is you're going to have pests get in there sometimes. You know, bugs will get in and start eating on the plant. That can happen because you've left the zip open in the grow room, or, you know, if you're growing outdoors, bugs are going to get to it anyway. So you're just going to have to be able to identify which bugs are attacking the plant, what their bite marks look like, so you can address that if you need to. You know, you might not even need to see the bug. You can just see the effect they're having on the plants and know what the fuck bug it is. So we have an episode on that, of course, obviously. Just go back and check out the pests episode and the IPM episode, which we did recently. But anyway, you want to try and prevent the pests from getting into the grow room in the first place. And you can do that easily just by keeping it clean. You know, make sure you don't go in there after you've been cutting the grass in the garden. Don't leave things just laying around unless it's needed in there. You know, take out old pots, take out old equipment that isn't being used, anything like that. Just try and keep the grow area as clean as possible, and then there'll be less reason for bugs to be in there. Hang up some yellow sticky traps and blue sticky traps if you can get them as well, because the blue sticky traps, they'll catch the thrips. The thrips are little fuckers. So have the blue sticky traps just to catch those, and then the yellow sticky traps, and hopefully you won't even need them. They'll just hang there. Nothing will ever get caught on it, and if it does get caught on it, then at least it didn't go laying eggs all over the fucking place. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you got some sticky traps just as a preventative. You know, very easy to do. And then you can do some foliar spraying if you want to. During veg, never in flower. Don't spray anything on the plants during the flowering period. You can use neem oil or essential oils. We have an episode specifically on that as well. Put some beneficial insects in there if you're growing in soil, if you wanted to. And yeah, just keep an eye out for bugs. If you keep the place clean and you don't go in there when you've been cutting the grass and carrying bugs in there yourself, you shouldn't see many. But the most common ones you're going to see are thrips, as I mentioned. Little fuckers, you know, difficult to get rid of. You'll see spit patches, like dry spit patches on your leaves. That's a common sign of thrips. You'll have fungus gnats. You'll see them just flying around, just little black flies flying around. They'll get caught in the yellow sticky traps if you got those. Spider mites, they're very common. I've never had them myself, but it seems to be one of the most common bugs that affect cannabis plants are spider mites. More difficult to find.
Burn it down.
Yeah, just burn everything down at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have an episode on killing those off, so check those out. If you do have those, it's going to be difficult to get rid of them, but you can do it if you do it properly. So just stick with it. Make sure you treat them properly, and it will get rid of them. We have an episode on that as well. And then the thrips, bastards, aphids, they're bastards, and also the whiteflies. But it's not very often you'll see them.
All bastards.
Yeah, all fucking bastards. Burn them all to the ground. Little fuckers. They're trying to live rent-free on your cannabis plants. The cheek of them. But, you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. If I was a bug, if I was a fucking aphid, you know where I'd want to live? In somebody's grow room on a cannabis plant. So I know I'd be safe and warm and well fed. You know what I'm saying? So don't judge the bugs. It's not their fault. They're just trying to do what's best. It's your fault for letting them in the first place. Yeah. Just saying. But you want to talk about how to fix it. If you get these bugs, these issues, you want to talk about how to fix them there, Margaret?
Yeah. Identify early and act fast.
That's right.
So as soon as you see them, you gotta be sprinting. Yes.
Do it, lady.
It's I was just gonna say it's a do it later kind of situation.
What the fuck is this? You keep saying I'm missing out on the joke so much here. Gosh.
Oh God.
Sorry, Margaret.
Everyone has to check it out. Organic growers can use biocontrols and sprays, and in hydro, you want to clean your system and sterilize between runs. And that's like a
Yeah.
pretty brief way to fix, but
And-
obviously
Mhm,
there are
mhm, mhm.
episodes that we've covered this more in depth.
Yeah, that's right.
And
In
burn it
great
down.
detail, as you say. Yeah,
And
burn it down.
down.
Depending on the bug, burn it down. If you want to, if you need to know if you need to burn it down or not, then just come and ask us over on Percy'sGrowroom.com. We'll tell
Yep.
you if you need to burn it down or not. But anyway, smell and noise control, especially if you are growing illegally. There's things you need to do. You want to talk about that bit there, John?
Yeah, why, yes. So the essentials: you're gonna need a carbon filter and an extractor fan. You're gonna want a fan speed controller for stealth. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Yeah, a
Right.
quieter fan is the best, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and
Uh,
also
especially growing in the house.
But one of the reasons I stopped growing DWC in the first place is because of the noise, you know, because the air stones that were, I'm growing upstairs, and like the
Bubbler,
bedroom
yeah.
floor, it was above the kitchen. And if anybody came around the house and was standing in the kitchen, it would just be like, boo.
Yeah, yeah.
What's
Like,
that
what's that?
sound? So for
Yeah.
stealth, if you can slow down that equipment a little bit and have it produce less air, but
Yeah.
also less sound, then that's the way to go. You can do that with fans as well. You can slow them down, especially extractor fans. They can be really loud, but if you slow them down, get one twice as big as what you need and slow it down 50%. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's silent, but it's still doing the job it needs to do. So consider
That's
that.
right.
Sorry, John.
You gotta do it. No, that's okay. Tents. They help contain your light and your odor because your
Mhm.
lights are gonna be on a lot, and it's gonna start smelling, and you got to keep her zipped up so that your fan can get that out of there, especially if you're in stealth mode. And you're gonna, like Macky was saying, avoid noisy equipment for
That's right.
discretion.
That's right.
know.
That's why I moved to cocoa, which I thought was soil.
Mhm.
You all know that story. Ah.
Yeah.
But that's it, you know. This is what happens when you're learning how to do these new things. You don't know what the fuck you're doing, you know. But we got the
Yeah,
different grow mediums here as well, and of course, Billy, you grow in soil. Yeah,
Not just
What-
any soil,
not
living
just any
soil, mate.
That's right, living soil,
Living
moist
soil.
living soil.
Moist.
That's right,
living
that's
soil,
right,
yeah.
Billy. He loves it.
That's right.
Anyway.
Do it, lady.
So
That phrase just applies to so many situations. That's what's so
Yeah.
great
Right?
about it.
It's like your mom.
Great, isn't it? Yeah,
I mean?
exactly.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It
Anyway,
applies in
soil,
all
Billy. You know,
situations.
what would you recommend to people learning how to grow? And how would you recommend soil to them?
Yeah, make sure it's living and that it's soily.
Yeah.
I think
Mhm.
that, yeah,
But why
Perfect.
should they grow in soil?
because it's the
living,
best way to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy as well to build. We live in soil. There's no, you don't have to fucking get loads of meters and read your pHs and
You do.
EC.
Well, you said that. Remember, pH is important,
I
bro.
mean, yeah, but you don't have to do it as much, so it's not as important.
It's less important. Yeah, it's definitely
It's less important. Yeah, so
Mhm.
so yeah, that's why soil, a living soil is probably just a little bit easier in that manner. It's great if you want organic cannabis, then that's the only way to go. The less feeding times, less waterings as well, because you don't have to water every day, unlike cocoa.
Hey, watch it.
Hydro, obviously, it lives in water, so it's a bit different in that manner. So, but you don't have to keep it as much. It's just more forgiving,
Yeah.
especially for disabled growers.
Indeed. You got to figure out what's best for you. But then we also have cocoa. Cocoa's your medium, right, John? You growing cocoa? Do you want to explain to
No,
people why
well,
they
I
should grow in
have.
cocoa?
I grow more in peat moss. Like
Okay.
in peat. Pro mix, I guess I could say. But yeah, so with cocoa, and I'm surprised you didn't want to take this one. Faster
Well-
growth and bigger yields than soil. What was that?
Well, I'm taking hydro. Otherwise, I would have
Okay,
taken cocoa
okay,
because
get
cocoa's
after it.
this shit. Everybody, don't listen to Billy. Billy's full of shit. He's full of shit like his soil is. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Anyway, yeah, cocoa.
Oh, man.
Cocoa.
Yeah, so cocoa, it needs daily or even every other day feedings. You can give it water. It's not going to hurt as much as, like, say, soil. Keep it moist, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you must manage pH and EC carefully.
Mm.
Stuff's gonna hang out in there. If you get too high at EC, you can just be leaving newts behind. You don't
Such a
want
great
that.
medium, though. It's so easy,
Yeah.
so forgiving. If you have issues, they're fixed 48 hours. Then you're looking at a
Yeah.
fixed problem. If you got a deficiency, change things. and it'll be fixed. Just so
Pretty
easy
instant,
to deal with,
yeah.
man. And one of the biggest problems, you know, we spoke about some of the big problems so far when it comes to growing cannabis, but a big one for people who grow in soil is overwatering. It's such a big problem. People, you know, they're watering the plants every day. They're not letting it get the wet to dry cycle like you should do when you're growing in soil, and it causes so many problems, man. With cocoa and hydroponic mediums like cocoa soilless mediums, you don't get that issue, man. You can't overwater in cocoa. Cocoa will hold on to the right amount of water, and then it'll just go to runoff. As long as you're collecting up the runoff, you're gonna be fine. You won't get that whole overwatering problem. It just eradicates the whole problem. And if you do have issues, so easy to fix. Just up the feed a little bit or lower the feed, whichever way you need to do it accordingly. And it's just cocoa's so easy to fix. But I find people who start in cocoa move to soil and have difficulty, and people who start in soil would go to cocoa and have difficulty. So it's whatever you start with is going to work best. So you just figure out what's going to work best for you, you know. And along with cocoa, we have these hydroponic mediums, and this is where you have like full hydro. This is growing in plants in water, in a nutrient solution. It's going to be water with some nutrients added to it, and this is, you will grow plants so quickly and so healthily in hydroponics. It's crazy how quick they grow compared to other mediums. I'm talking like DWC, NFT, ebb and flow, these kind of mediums. And yeah, the plants just grow so quickly because it's getting so much nutrients, so much oxygen, so much water, just always readily available at them roots there, and they'll just absorb it, man. And the plants will grow so fucking happily. You can keep the roots clean, nice and easy. You know, you keep the water in it is oxygen rich because it has an air stone delivering oxygen directly to the roots. You know, but at the same time, you got to monitor the pH more. You got to monitor the EC more. That's when the EC becomes more important, or the ppm. You know, you can have issues with root rot if the pumps get shut off or blocked in any way. So you got to bear that in mind as well. You know, there's pros and cons to each one of these mediums. You just have to figure out what works best for you. And again, we have an episode just about grow mediums and how you can pick which grow medium is best for you. You know, if you're working a lot, you don't have enough time to check on your plants every day, living soil might be the option for you. But if you have enough of a budget to set up an automated watering system, or you can check on your plants every day, then maybe cocoa's best for you. Or even if you can get all the equipment and get everything set up automatically, hydro might be the best option for you. If you want to grow big plants quickly, then hydro could be good for you. You have to figure out all these little things that are going to add up to your own individual situation and figure out what's best for you. And that's what all of these episodes of Grow Guides do. You know, we don't just tell you this is the best way to do it. We give you a range of opinions of this is why Billy likes soil, this is why John likes cocoa, this is why Macky likes hydro. You know, all this different shit which we put together throughout the whole lot of these 50 episodes here. Sorry, Margaret. Yeah, which one do you like? Which one do you prefer? You prefer cocoa, right?
No, I do. I prefer
What?
actually at the end of the day. I prefer my favorite is outdoor.
Yeah. That's right,
There you go.
outdoors.
Because you don't have to do nothing. That's what she's
Pretty
saying.
much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, I have been watering them a lot because it's been so hot. But then we also
Yeah.
poured out rain today, so I'm off the job today.
But you know,
so.
you pick what works best for you, man, and you roll
Yeah.
with whatever that is. As long as you're growing, you just got to figure out what works best for you. So you want to talk about some final tips here for the growers, then, Margaret?
Yeah, final tips. One is to keep some kind of grow journal. And you can also do that over at Percy's. But documenting things is a smart idea because you think you'll remember. You will not.
That's right. And people can also keep an eye out, and if they see anything wrong, like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
growing in cocoa, my pH is 7.0. They'll be like, hold on, bro, that needs to be 5.8. You need to fix that shit. So, you know, you can avoid problems like that as well. Sorry, Margaret.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Don't overthink it. Plants want to grow. That's a good one. Use EC instead of ppm for nutrients.
I'm flipping you the bird.
Because John still does ppm. But
Yeah,
whatever
living in
works
the
for
Stone
you.
Age, man. Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever works. That's right. That's whatever
Yeah.
works.
Keep temperatures and humidity stable. Don't harvest too early, and join a grow forum like Percy's for advice and
That's
support.
right.
And listen to High on
That's
Homegrown.
right. And listen to High on Homegrown. That's right. 'Cause if you, I mean, you might already be an experienced grower. You listen to this show. You've probably been listening for a while. You've gone through all the grow guides. You might have a couple of grows under your belt, but you might know somebody who is also interested in learning how to grow cannabis, and all of the information is right here for them for free, with a little bit of entertainment and fancy jokes and inside jokes and shit from the panel here, because we always like to have some banter too. It's fun. We put the information across in a nice, friendly, easily understandable way. Hopefully, I hope that's the way it comes across.
We're not yelling at you.
Not yet. Not yet. Wait until you do something wrong. We're like, what the fuck did you do? You killed that plant. Not really. Yeah, it's really laid back over on Percy's as well. So if you have any problems, you always got the forum to ask on as well. But if you know somebody who wants to learn how to grow, a family member or a friend or something, then refer this episode to them. And then you don't have to refer the whole series. Then they're not going to be like looking at 50-hour-long episodes and being like, oh yeah, I'm going to listen to that. Because, that's a bit fucked. That's a lot of shit. But this episode's going to be like 50 minutes, an hour long. You can be like, oh, just listen to this. You want to learn how to grow? Listen to this episode here. And you might learn enough to get you started. Just that little kickstart there. Just to be like, fuck yeah, these guys are right. I should really be growing my own cannabis. It's much easier than I realize. You can invest just a few £100s, a few $100s, get a basic setup, and get everything up and running, man. Plus, you can listen to the episode and have a good time while listening to it as well. You know what I mean? While you're walking the dogs, while you're cutting the grass in the garden, all this different shit. You can just listen to these episodes and learn some things. So do it, man. If you're not already growing your own cannabis, why the fuck? Do it, lady. Do it, lady. I don't know the reference, but I'll get involved anyway.
It's great when he says it. It's funnier, yeah.
Love it.
Jesus. I don't know what I've got myself into by saying that. But there you go. If anybody knows what reference John and Margaret are referring to, please let us know in the chat. We would appreciate that.
I'm gonna put it in
We're in the dark.
Right now.
But that's
it
it.
wouldn't take you long to catch up.
Yeah. Oh, John sent the link there.
And right there.
You go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Right. So that's everything for now. That's a good summary of how to grow your own cannabis and how easy it can be. And if all the information is there for free, everybody, just go and check it out. Find out what you need. Get involved and start growing your own. Share this episode with people who also want to learn how to grow. That would be awesome. That would help us out, bring in more listeners and all that kind of stuff, more downloads. And yeah, we like that kind of thing. But yeah, we just appreciate you being here anyway. Regardless if you don't share or not, doesn't matter. Thanks for being here and listening. But for now, we have the listener mail. Should we move on to that?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Do it, lady.
Do it, lady. That's right. Anyway, we have just one question this week from Lobby Lobster. First, hope you're all having a great summer so far. And then he says in brackets, using this to sound like a prick. Brilliant. No, really though, I am having a great summer. I know it's warm and shit, but I love the warmth so much, man. It's like I'm there's something wrong with me. I will get in the car. The car's been sitting in direct sunlight like all morning. I'll get in it in 1 in the afternoon, and it's baking in there. Ridiculous, ridiculous. And I'll close the door, and I'm like, oh, that's so good. And the missus is like, open the window, open the. I'm like, no, I don't want to open the window. I don't want to let the fucking heat out. This is delicious. And just sitting there absorbing all this fucking heat. Oh man, I love that shit so much. Oh gosh, yeah, but not a lot of people can handle it. But I love it so much. But I just can't sleep in it. That's what makes it worse. So I avoid smoking cannabis before bed because allegedly it doesn't help with insomnia. Fuck you, idiot. Anyway. Random tangent. Sorry there, Lobster. Any good advice on how to store excess trim for making hash/edibles? Been chucking mine in the freezer, but other half is moaning. Oh, that's unlike them. Sorry.
Now Margaret's gonna stab you.
Sorry, Margaret.
That's right. Yeah.
It's my freezer, bitch.
The other half is making a reasonable request to move it because it's taking up precious freezer space, which Macky, you should appreciate right now, seeing as you don't have one.
Oh, you have to bring that back up. Oh, gosh. Oh. This episode goes out on Friday, so I should have it fixed by then. So if I'm listening to the edit now and it isn't fixed, I'm going to be probably crying now, Margaret, because of you. Just bear that in mind. Just bear that in mind.
I will bear it in mind.
Anyway, been chucking mine in the freezer, but the other half is moaning about it taking up space. But that's good if it's taking up space, and to the extent where she's moaning about it, bro. That's a lot of good shit. You know what I'm saying? Would it keep in a cold, dark cupboard for a few weeks, or is it going to deteriorate too much? and better being on the compost heap. No fucking way, bro. Not on the compost heap. As you
For
said
a few
earlier.
weeks, I don't
Yeah,
think that's
yeah.
a big deal. A few
No.
years, maybe.
And my question is, do you have AC?
AC.
Because
Yeah.
then you can keep it pretty much anywhere in your house in a dark spot for quite a long time. As long as it's either in a Ziploc or vacuum packed or in jars, like
Yeah.
decently packaged,
But
right?
bro, for real, right? Why, if it's taking up enough room to be a problem, surely you have enough to make some hash now. Just make the hash, bro. Fuck storing all
Maybe
this
he's waiting
leaf
for
and
a
shit
time.
somewhere. Maybe. But you know,
Yeah.
if you can already turn
different
it into an
wife.
edible, yeah, that's an
got-
option. But you make
Yeah,
these
get a different
vows, you
wife.
see, when you get married and shit, you make these vows, which are kind of unbreakable. You got to take that shit kind of serious. So you can't be like, go to court. Why do you want to get a divorce? She won't let me keep my cannabis trim in the freezer. That sounds
Judge,
like
you
a bit of
understand.
bullshit. Yeah, maybe
understands,
judge
yeah.
be like, oh yeah, what a bitch. Let's
Fuck
get
yeah,
rid of
exactly.
her.
Exactly. If I was
Yeah.
a judge, I would be. I'd be, yeah, bitch, mate. Get rid of her, mate. Get a new one in there.
Divorce is on the up and up.
That's
Yeah.
right. Anyway, anybody married here? Is it just me?
Yeah, Shishumi.
Not
No,
anymore.
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
No, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
Mark,
Get a bigger freezer.
Anyway, yeah, get a bigger
expected more
freezer.
out of you.
That's an option. You can always get a bigger freezer. But
Just get your own
personally,
one.
yeah, that's another option as well. Get your own small freezer. You could do that.
Yeah, little chest freezer.
But it
You
also
know,
depends on
I-
how long you're planning to store it for. Like you said, a few weeks. It's hardly
That's
justifiable to
nothing.
get a whole chest freezer for
Right,
each
right.
one.
That'll be fine.
Mm.
I have stuff from last fall's harvest in my
Right.
closet.
Damn, that's in closet though.
Yeah, and
And you're
probably have,
legal as well, so that the
Yeah, I
smell
have,
doesn't
like,
matter.
probably 5-6 gallon Ziploc baggies in there.
I
And then,
keep
like,
mine
3 in the
stored
freezer.
in just a sealable container, like a big fucking plastic container, until I put
That's
it
it.
in the freezer just before I. It's only needs to be frozen just before you separate the
Right.
trichomes. It's only there
Yeah.
as just to make it more brittle.
So you dry out yours first, Billy, and then store it in tubs.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
I put it in the freezer for 48 hours before I spin
Yeah.
it. And even sometimes I don't put it in the freezer before I spin it. I just do.
So try that. If it isn't dry already, lobster, get it out and dry it. You know, and then you can store it anyway, as long as it's like you would do with bud. You wouldn't put bud in the freezer, you know, but you keep it in an airtight jar. Maybe that's an option for you as well. Give that a try. As long as it's properly dried first, it doesn't need to be frozen until a couple of days before you're going to make hash for it. Or just because it seems like you've got enough already, make your shit, man. Get your ISO out.
Just make
or,
hash, yeah, man.
You know, yeah, just
Do it.
make whatever you
Just do
intend to
it,
make with
lady.
it. Do it, lady.
Maybe
Gosh.
maybe use that as the gauge of when you've got enough.
Do it, Lobby.
Yeah. So when the missus moans, that's when you know you've got enough to make the hash, and use that as
Right.
your marker.
Yeah, that's
It's
your
like
marker.
timing
Like, oh,
right there.
oh,
I've
she's
got enough
triggering.
hash. Yeah.
Better make some
must have
hash.
Yeah, there you go. That keep her calm, wouldn't it? Especially if you give us the smoke, and then once you give us some hash, you have some hash and an unused freezer. She'd be well happy.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
She won't be putting your head in it.
Just
Then.
be like, I'm saving it for
Mhm.
you, love. What's the problem? I've been saving it all this time. I didn't
Yeah.
know it was a problem. I'm saving it just for you. Now I'm gonna make some hash. Look, I made you some hash now. And she'd be like, oh, I feel kind of bad for rushing you along now. There you go.
That's it.
Winner, chicken dinner, as we like to say, bro.
Pow.
Pow. Make that hash, bro.
And you
Make
get a
that
happy
hash.
ending either way, wouldn't you? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, brilliant. Thanks, Billy.
It's all right. No
But-
problem.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's the only question we got sent in today as well. So thanks for Lobby Lobster there for the. It's a good question. Now, but if you're storing that shit and it's becoming too much, then you just make your hash out of it, man. It's not difficult. Get yourself a bag of ice and some bubble bags. Make yourself some hash. Or, you know, make some rosin if you're gonna do that. So many things you can do with it. There's no need to store up a shitload of it. Just get the job done, man. Do some hash making. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a question from someone.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh no.
it-
Oh
it-
no. Not okay. Hold on. Did we vet this first? Why isn't it typed in the chat notes, Billy?
Yeah, it's a transplanting question. It's from Anne Lesby.
Where's this going?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something I need to know. Is how moist should your hole be when you're transplanting new ladies? So how moist should your hole be?
Jesus,
Oh
Jesus.
God! If you're asking those questions,
Well,
From
Billy,
Anne
mine is
Leslie.
You're already off to a
dry,
bad start,
and
so
then I
just give
moisten it
up.
up after.
So you do dry to moist rather than moist and then bit
Oh,
watering
Christ.
again.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
That sounds just sound. I'm not
That's
getting
me.
involved. I'm just going to say yes, Billy. That's perfect. All right, brilliant. Are we ready for the outro? Please.
Outro,
Yeah.
baby. Do it, lady.
Let's go to the outro.
Ah,
Jesus.
Oh,
it's gonna be even better.
yeah. I can't wait for him to watch it.
I know. It's like a 2-minute video too.
Yeah. Have you seen the purse one?
I've seen them all.
Oh my god. The purse one,
shit.
when I first
The
seen
purse
it, I
one's
was
well
like,
funny.
oh shit.
I know. You're like, where are they going with this?
Yeah.
Where are they going with this?
What is this whole do it lady thing? Gosh. I feel like I'm
I
missing
not
see
seen
the
him.
damn
Shit.
link, bro.
Oh,
That's Chit.
that's shit.
Yeah, he's got a brother too. You should go look
Oh,
at that one.
oh my God! Remember the brother's name?
Yep.
Basically, it is a character out The Office.
Basically,
It's
yeah.
sort of. It is sort of like an office,
Yeah, that's-
office
yeah.
like skit. But the skits
Yeah.
are all pretty short because he started out on TikTok, so they're like, I don't
Under a
know.
minute, most of them, weren't they? I think
A
originally.
lot of them are pretty short, but they
yeah.
put out 3 a week now since he started.
Yeah.
Man,
Okay, he must
Viking
be
just
earning a
put
bit
it
of
in the
money
chat there. Viking put in the chat. He says, "What a pisser of an episode," and then I don't know whether to take that the good way or not. And then it reminds me of this one time when I was young, right? And like this got to be like 20 years ago.
Back in the day.
And I'm on the way to work on the bus, on the fucking bus, right? And I'm wearing a trilby, proper Englishman's hat, nice trilby, but not many people wore trilbies back then. And this
Nobody knows
guy
what that
gets
is.
on the bus. It's a nice hat, John, all right? But this guy gets on the bus. He's like, "Oh, that hat!" Just shouts across the bus, "Oh, that hat kills it, bro!" And me, I didn't quite know what he meant by "kills it." And I was working nights at the time, and it was early morning, so I was tired as fuck. I was irritable. So, I walk up to him as he sat down, like, "What the fuck you saying about my hat, bro? What the fuck you saying about it? You don't say shit about my fucking hat, bro. Nothing to fucking do with you. I wear this hat. Shut the fuck up," right? And then I found out later on in life that kills it means that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
So he
gonna
was
say.
he was complimenting me on my hat, and I'm just there being an absolute dickhead to him. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I feel this is like 20 years ago, and some, when you just think about like 4 o'clock in the morning, you can't sleep. It's like, remember that time on the bus with that guy? It's like, oh, fucking dickhead. What'd you fucking do? You all know the struggle, everybody. You know the struggle.
Oh,
gosh.
so good.
Gosh, yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
Well,
I'm a different
Viking,
person
Viking
now.
says
No.
it means funny here, Macky.
What does mean
Right.
funny? What kills
Piss.
it?
Pisser.
Oh,
of an episode.
Yeah, pisser of an episode. Thank you for that, Viking. Thank you for the translation, bro. Thank you for the translation. But as I like to say, you speak in English, so I will tell you what pisser means, because I'm the Englishman. All right.
I don't know
It
what
means
that
it made his trousers wet from laughing.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what I would think.
Ah,
Makes
okay.
sense. But good episode. We covered a lot there.
It was a great
you know?
episode.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Good fun
Yeah.
chatting some shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to do one of them not so cannabis news episodes so we can just chat
Yep.
shit about all the controversy this week. God damn, it's been one of those weeks. Gosh.
Yeah, great question from Anne Lesby as well.
Yeah, thanks, Anne
Yeah.
Lesby,
Thank
for
you,
your
Anne.
question. We appreciate you. Good times. But with that, I think it's time to wave goodbye, everybody. And we'll see you on the
Aw.
next one, I suppose. Don't forget to send in questions and stuff for next week's show. We don't want to do full episodes on individual topics now. I want to be looking like 10, 15 minutes per individual topic so we can cover more, but in less detail, because we've already covered so much. So, yeah, let us know if you have anything we should have any ideas on what we should cover next time. But for now, that's it.
Yeah.
We out.
Let's wave.
Yeah.
Let's
Wave
wave,
and all
everybody.
that shit.
Bye.
Goodbye,
Bye,
everybody. Stay high,
everybody.
stay safe. We'll see the
Bye.
Patreons on Tuesday for an interview
It's
with
worth it.
Dominic
Bye.
Milton Trout. That's right. See you then, everybody.
Dominic.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Waving, waving.